Here is your podcast.
You know, I've been doing this show 9 years. In the beginning, it was great. I got to show up and just talk and leave. That was fantastic. But now Mex sends me this theme song, tells me to put my own voice in it. Lily shows up. She doesn't produce a goddamn thing. All she does is laugh, turn around, and go home. The only thing I don't wind up doing for this show is listen to it. That's your fucking job. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. Look, here's the thing. I got pointed at, so it's time to start the show. That's how I know it's time to start the show, ladies and gentlemen. And let's do this sound test. Remember last week I was talking about echoes and things like that? Well, I listened to the show back last week. That's right. I actually listened. I consumed my own product. I cooked something and I ate it. There you go. How about that? I cooked up a show and I totally swallowed it down. I swallow. That's right. I swallow, folks. I knocked that back last week. And here's the thing, you know what I hear a lot of on my show, and I apologize to you guys because I can tell you this is horrifying. And Lily's telling me because she's the producer now, she thinks she has a solution for this, but I don't really have this solution right now in hand. So it might still be going on this week. But the point is, I heard a lot of me smacking my lips last week and like spit in my mouth, like a lot of like swallowing, like a lot of, and like by the way, I shouldn't even tell you I swallow. You know, if you listen to the fucking show, you can hear it up close and personal in your ears. And you just heard it there because I just did it then. So I'm backed off from the microphone right now because I'll tell you that usually I do the show and I'm this close. I mean, unless I can feel a sock on my lips, I don't think I'm doing a real good show. That's usually the way I think about myself. But now I'm backed off. So can you hear the difference? Is it changed? Is it different? I don't know if that's good or bad. But I also, I used to, look, we've gone through so many incarnations of microphones in the show. And by the way, am I out of shit to talk about that all I'm going to talk about is navel gaze about the fucking equipment we used for this fucking show? That was the first Never Not Funny we ever did. We literally talked about the control panel for like an hour and then we were done. And then I don't remember, I think they erased that show. I've talked about it on here before. That's the lost episode of Never Not Funny, but then they finally released it again. Because we just kept making, we were like monkeys pawing an obelisk. We were just like the beginning of 2001, we were just staring at it and touching it and going, what is this new podcasting device? I don't know. And then we hit it with a bone and we shrieked.
I love the fact that you had a bone in the studio.
Listen, man, it's not a podcast unless there's a bone. I can find a bone in here, I guarantee you. It's not a podcast unless there's a bone in the studio. I want to get on Playboy Radio. Do you know anybody? I want to be on, you know what? Fuck, I want to be on everything. I want to be on shows talking. God damn it, what the fuck? Why am I not?
We need to get you a press person.
Well, let's do all that.
And by we, I mean you need to get
Yeah, of course, because you're out. You're fucking out. You always say shit like that. You're like, we should do this. And then I go, okay, we should do this. And you go, I'm typing a memo to a feather person. I'm like, oh, great. I guess we can't talk. I can't. I'm talking to the Swarovski crystal people for an hour. Oh, of course you are. Absolutely.
Yes, because I have a job too.
I can't. I've got to talk to taco people about a sponsorship. Oh, of course you do. I'm trying to find a taco truck that will park in the same spot for 11 hours for me. Oh, yes, of course. Then I guess I'll find a publicist myself, even though it would help both of us. It wouldn't really help you at all. I mean, not in the least. I'll tell you what. You need to find a press person to find you a taco person. That's what you need to do. These fucking taco people ignoring you in your calls. I hate when I'm on hold with the taco lobby. Oh, it's infuriating. I call the taco consortium and I'm like, hello, Mabel, ring, ring. Please get me burrito 4 7811. And then, because that's the exchange, burrito 4 7811. Please get me empanada 6 1127. Is anybody there? Arriba 4 1128. So that's when that's what happens when you're calling Big Taco. You got to go ahead and fucking dial them up and find that. Does anybody who doesn't own BigTaco.com? If we don't have, why do we have? We must buy BigTaco.com. Right? That's what I'm saying. We got to make it a porn site.
Hold on.
And just have like oversized clits and big tacos. We'll just have that on there. That escalated quickly. I apologize. That seemed like a big leap for this show. We were clean early. We were clean. We were on the phone with taco people, and all of a sudden we're talking about big clits. I don't know why we're doing that. Just a big thumb wagging in your face. All right, so where was I going with this? Oh, equipment? No. Oh, you and your taco people. Yeah, we got to get... Playboy Radio.
About your equipment and getting you on Playboy Radio.
Well, dude, I want to be on Playboy Radio because, I want to go talk to Christy Canyon. Like, because she has a show. And I think... Because that's the thing is they find all the old porn stars and they're like, well, they've made a living with their mouths for so long. Let's continue the tradition.
Wow.
Well, I mean, Christy, I'm sure she's very interesting and fun, which is why I want to get on there. I want to talk and be funny because I know other comics have done those shows. But those are comics who are like popular. They don't want to have some nobody on there. Christy Canyon doesn't talk to nobodies, as far as I know. Maybe she does. You laugh like you have some inside knowledge of Christy Canyon that you want to share with me.
I don't know, but I just found my autographed pictures from Tawny Peaks when she was on the radio show I used to work on.
Tawny Peaks.
Yeah, she was a big boobed stripper. And
Pamela Peaks?
No, Tawny. And she got sued because she dropped her boobs
On somebody's head.
And busted her.
I remember that story. I think I was doing online tonight every Friday at that point.
But she sent me autographed pictures to thank me and a copy of the court case.
Really?
Autographed, yeah.
Have you Googled her recently to see what she's doing now?
No, I'm too busy trying to get Big Taco to come up.
BigTaco.com. BigTaco.org. You know what? Let's get BigTaco.gov. Let's fucking go all the way out. Actually, that's Mexico, the country's website. I don't know if you know that. It is BigTaco.gov. That's how you get them. It's actually the president's personal website because he's the Big Taco. That's what they call him down there.
Oh my God.
Up here we've got the Big Cheeto. Down there they got the Big Taco. That's who runs the fucking show.
I think so.
It might be. The big. You can't go Chalupa. That sounds cartoony. You got to go the Big Taco. Don't cross the Big Taco.
There's a restaurant called Big Taco.
Yeah, but see, don't call it Big Taco. It's got to be called the Big Taco. You can't be Big Taco again, because like I said, Big Taco. That's the term for all of the taco bullies in the world. The Big Taco, if you're a restaurant, means you serve the Big Taco. But Big Taco, that's the oppressive.
Loading.
See, we should buy this. We need to buy Big Taco, and we need to do it now before the show goes out because everybody else will buy Big Taco and then mock us. We need BigTaco.org.
Yeah,
We need BigTaco.gov. BigTaco.edu. Big Taco. I said Big Taco. Sarah Palin. All right, so look, I want to do Playboy Radio. I want to do all sorts of radio shows. I want to do a bunch of different shows. And when I do them, I will be far away from the microphone like this instead of up on the microphone like this. Boy, this is going to be a hard show to do what's that sound thing you make me do? Normalize?
Editing.
Well, I do editing, but I mean, I do the normalizing thing. Folks, let's talk about my ocean of face. Let's talk about my horrible, because that's last week, the picture for the show, as you know. And look, we're going to talk about my face. Now, you know why? Because I know you care about my face, God damn it. I know everybody out there, each and every one of you, cares deeply about my face. So let's talk about it. Last week there was a picture of me used as the artwork for this show, and it was a giant face. It was a huge, ridiculous, giant skull. Actually, it didn't even look like it had a skull in it. It just looked like a pumpkin with a goatee. I mean, it's fucking awful. Because last week's show, of course, we were making fun of ourselves through making fun of 600-pound life people. I was talking about fat people, and Lily was mad at me. So when I talked to Dave, I'm like, dude, we need to do artwork for this. And he's like, what if I just use that giant picture of your giant head? And I was like, all right, well, what if we put horns on it? He goes, nope, can't do it. He goes, that's joking the joke. We got to just go ahead and use your face. I go, all right, cool. Sounds like a plan. He goes, because I have a picture of you that's like monstrous. And I go, is it the one with me and Val? And he's like, no. And I'm like, how many pictures of me monstrous do you possibly have?
I still disagree about the horns.
I hear what you're saying. So he wound up, so he submitted that photo and he gave it to me, and that was the picture for last week. And then here's the funny part. God, it's about time I got to the funny part. 8 minutes into the show. Brace yourselves, folks. Here comes the funny part. I want to say this real quick because why not? We had 2020 last night. And I'll probably talk a little bit more about it later. But Eddie Pepitone, who's a friend of mine and did the show last night, very funny. He comes up to me and he goes, man, you are so funny. And I did not particularly think I was super great last night. I did kill. I did good. But the first half of the show was better than the last half because I tried to discipline myself into telling stories again instead of just talking off the top of my head. And he looked at me and he goes, man, you were really funny. And I go, you're nice to say so, but it got rough. And he goes, you are just so good at talking. And I thought that was fucking great.
But
like,
you
I mean,
should
that was.
you should put that on your business card. You are so good at.
You are so good at talking, Eddie
Eddie
Pepitone.
Pepitone.
Now, whether that means I'm funny or good or bad, it means I'm good because he said I'm so good at it. But it doesn't mean I'm funny necessarily. It just means that I can talk and I can keep talking as much as you want me to talk.
You are so funny.
Well, he did say that, all right. But I can't put all this on the business card. What am I, the Eddie Pepitone show? I can't have him fucking doing all the blurbs for my business card. I'm going to put out. What was my? I had a business card a long time ago. And I remember I was so happy to come up with this because this is when I did topical material, and my business card said, Well, I think you actually had it. Do you remember what it said? Of course you don't. It said, it said Mike Schmidt, and it said sardonic humor for complacent times.
Yes.
And I was like, I was so proud of that. I'm like, yay, there you go. And then, of course, I'm a middle act in the Midwest. So nobody wants my business card. Nobody knows what sardonic means. Nobody cares if we're complacent. And now I don't even know what, because that
Look
would.
how things have changed.
Nobody's complacent now. Everybody's on board. Everybody's like, yay, we're bringing coal back. Woohoo, thank you, Trump. And then everybody else is like, boo, we don't like coal. Boo, Trump. Because coal is right now the dividing line in this country. That's what it's all about. It's all about coal. I don't know if you know that, folks.
I thought it was all about oil.
Well, what was coal again then? What's that from? That's
I know.
yeah. It's from a fucking movie. God damn it. All right. So anyway, no, it's all about coal and oil. It used to be all about oil. Now it's all about coal. Now it's all about you can't bring your laptop on a plane because they told you can't because there could be a danger, but it turns out there's not really a danger. They're just mad at the airlines. I don't even fucking know. I now open my Twitter feed and it just literally Z's come out of my phone because I went to sleep from everybody yelling at one another about everything else. It's just like, oh my God, I can't. I just can't. I cannot. And I will be there on the front line to defend my vagina having sisters and my question mark transgender people who are my friends and whatever they want to be and identify as. I'm on board with them and I'll fight on the front lines with all of you. But I would rather nap. I would honestly rather nap.
Can't we all just nap?
I love napping. I napped yesterday. Oh my God, did I take a nap? Because I went to the gym yesterday and I fucking busted it out hard. Yeah, look at you. You're napping now. I don't blame you. Hey, believe me, everybody listening to this fucking show is napping right now. No, that's fine. I got your point. You're the producer and you just fell asleep because you're not good and you don't think this is funny.
Napping.
No, you're mocking the show and that's cool. If you don't think it's funny, you're good.
Oh my gosh.
No, I get it. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I'm sorry I torture you and make you do this every fucking week. You used to be someone involved and you used to like it. And now you don't anymore and you don't fucking care just like everybody else. Nobody else fucking cares, but I continue to do it for no fucking reason. I get it. Fine.
Do you know what this is?
Couldn't have no idea.
World's smallest violin playing. I don't fucking give a fuck.
I know you don't. That's my point.
No,
it's very evident.
This little shame spiral.
No. Of all of believe me, trust me, it's a larger picture now. You don't give a fuck about any of this, and I get it. And it's been the case for years.
That is not true.
And I don't
Just
blame
'cause
you,
how
and that's
dare
fine.
you a press person?
I don't understand why you aren't have you bought Big Taco yet? We've been sitting here for how long?
It is not available. It is actually the website of The Big Taco, which is the restaurant that went out of business.
Out of business.
Do you want me to put it on back order for you?
Yes, honestly, I would make a bid on that because I'll tell you what, first of all, they're holding on because they know that's prime real estate on the internet.
Only money they're going to have left after their big taco business went out.
What do you think they'll sell us for us? What do you think they'll sell it to us
I'm
for?
going to say they want $250,000.
Seemed high. I might as well buy the whole fucking restaurant at that point. Not just the fucking name.
You get the name and the restaurant.
But yeah, I mean, we'll just restart the whole business, kick it up, and fucking get the lights turned back on, and get the lettuce chopped, and let's fucking make these.
I don't think that's going to work well for a porn site website.
It's so funny because tacos are delicious. All right, we get that, and there's so many places that sell tacos, but they all sell the same taco, and you think to yourself, well, how can you keep opening taco places? But because
only food.
I know, and I guess it's more about geographic location because someone's like, I totally want a taco, but I don't want to go 2 miles. Wait a minute. There's a taco a mile away. So they're like so happy they can go. Like, because there's a Pizza Hut by me that's a quarter mile from my house. And it's in the middle of a neighborhood. And I've always been like, why is there a fucking Pizza Hut here? But then if I'm in the middle of the night, I'm like, I could actually walk and get a pizza. That's fucking amazing. And but they're also right across the street from Joe Peep's Pizza, which is like a fancy New York. Let's put it this way: Joe Peep's Pizza is one of those places that people who don't know what good pizza is go, oh my God, you got to go to Joe Peep's. It's the best pizza in the world. Because they'll make slices, but they do that thing, and this drives me fucking crazy. Look, I used to work in a joint that made slices, okay? And we had a hot box that we'd keep slices in, but you'd only keep them in there for like 45 minutes to an hour. And then you just remake fucking slice pie. So you had hot slices all fucking day long. Well, you go to Joe Peep's and they'll make a fucking like cheese and pepperoni pie at 8 a.m. And then you go in at fucking 3 p.m. It's still there. And it's not in a hot box. It's on top of the oven, which they think keeps it warm enough. And then they'll take it out and they reheat it they'll put like extra pepperoni on it and they'll put it in the oven to heat it up for you. And they claim that that's good enough. And it's disgusting. It's terrible. I don't get why they do it. I don't know if that's how they do it in all New York places. There are places in Hollywood too that do that too. You'll walk in, they'll be like slices for sale. And you'll walk in and they'll have these congealed fucking pies that they look like they're covered in wax. I mean, they're fucking awful.
Do you eat leftover pizza?
Yes.
Do you like leftover pizza?
Yes, but I don't leave it sitting on the fucking stove all night and then come in and make it in the morning. I put it in the fridge or I'll put it away.
Okay.
and then you heat it up, and then it looks different. But I mean, if you sit it out again, it's just the way it fucking looks. It looks nasty because, like I said, it looks like you melted a fucking candle on it. It's terrible. Because they also don't. They'll par bake them. Like, they'll only par bake it, like, for, you know, they'll cook it for 7 minutes instead of 11, and they figure, oh, it'll finish off the rest of the way. But then you come in 5 hours later, it's fucking old. Like, when I go to fucking what's the other joint? Two Boots, which is another fucking, that's a New York joint. But I'll walk in.
Worst, and people are just like, oh, it's the best pizza. I'm like, I went to Two Boots, and it's like, fuck Two Boots.
You don't like Two Boots?
No.
I like
it. Tasted
it.
like a shoe.
You got the wrong one. You got the shoe one.
I'm sorry. It tasted like a boot.
Okay.
I fucked it up.
That's fine.
I do not know company.
You should have ordered the boot. That's what all right. So I'm glad you caught
I
that.
went
Thank
to a
God.
shoe store for a boot.
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong?
It's a huge mistake on your part.
That is like comedy 100. It's
Yeah.
not even comedy 101.
I helped you. I was right there for you. That's why I was like, you got the wrong one. You.
Maybe it's my dyslexia. I was like, foot, shoe, boot, whatever.
Oh my God, you got a footwear dyslexic thing too?
Everything is. I'll say I need we need to take the. I literally will say to Eddie at least once a month, can you bring the elevator over so I can put the ball back up? And what I mean is the ladder.
Yeah.
It does the same thing, and the word is like stored in the same place. But I grabbed the wrong word.
Yeah, the elevator and the ladder do not do the same thing.
Well, they both take
may
you up or down.
Well, certainly I can see that, but
yeah, so it's like that. It's close, but it's not right. It's like it tasted like a shoe.
I would say
fuck.
actually ladder is not to elevator. Ladder is to dumbwaiter, where you have to grab the pulley and like pull yourself up and down, because ladder is all human
Great.
generated.
But dumbwaiter is not a common word for me. So the two common words of going up and down to me are an elevator. Or I don't even think of escalators because you don't use them very often. So those two words are right there, and I'll grab the wrong one.
You really need to bring dumbwaiter back into your lexicon.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. That's honestly, I stopped listening after you said dumbwaiter's not a common word for me. I'm like, excuse me? Where are you from?
Okay. When I use dumbwaiter, it is actually usually referring to the service that I get in Hollywood.
A dumb waiter who brings you a terrible uncooked slice of pizza.
Yes.
Right. I could see that.
Okay, there's a dumbwaiter at Shoe Boots because he brought me a shoe or Two Boots.
Oh my God.
I just hit my screen reader on my phone. I was laughing.
Is that what that was? That noise?
Motherfucker.
But the thing is, your phone was in between your legs, so I was like, "Do you have a haunted vagina? Like, what's happening there?" Siri lives in your vagina.
Also working on a one-woman show.
Wow. I think we need to stop here for a second.
Shoe Boots after all of that.
Well, there was Two Boots and then Shoe Boots, and then you said it tastes like a shoe. You blew that joke. I tried to help you out of that spiral, and the next thing you know, your vagina started yelling at me. This shit wouldn't happen on Playboy Radio.
You don't think a vagina would talk?
Well, hey, look, Christy Canyon's vagina's been talking to me for 30 years. Believe me, Christy Canyon's vagina has been calling me for 30 years. At least. All right.
Good luck keeping up with this show.
Yeah, did we have a point? I thought we had a point at some point.
Pizza.
Yeah, I don't like bad pizza.
Walking
I like Two Boots.
Taco joints on every corner. But I think we were still talking about something else.
I think I was talking about the fact that Two Boots has
But yeah, they have singles, but it started
Well, if
with
I'll
talking
walk
about
in-
the fact that there was taco joints everywhere.
Yes.
Then there's a Pizza Hut within walking distance.
But if I go into Two Boots, I will order whatever just came out of the oven. I will literally sit there and wait for a pizza to come out of the oven. I don't want any of the old pizza that's sitting there to be reheated. I just don't. Am I picky? Probably. Am I a weirdo? Yes. Have I died of ptomaine poisoning yet? No, I have not. So maybe you follow along with me.
What does your beard order?
There's probably some salmonella lurking in there.
No. When you go in, you order whatever came out of the oven. What does your beard order?
Oh, I don't bring my beard to Two Boots. He waits in the car. He doesn't like pizza. He's actually furious. Wait, you're going to Shoe Boots again?
Shoe Boots.
Lily says it's terrible. I said it on purpose.
Shoe Boots.
Yes.
It's forever going to be Shoe Boots to me now.
Yeah.
I will never be able to call it Shoe Boots.
Well, but the problem is you don't like the pizza there, so now you'll never have opportunity to go, let's go to Shoe Boots. All you'll be able to say is, let's not go to Shoe Boots. Which is terrible. You should want to go to Shoe Boots. Yeah, this is a mess. We got to retake this whole thing, I think. Let's start from the jump. The hell are we doing? There was a point to all of this, probably at some point, right?
Somehow we were talking about big tacos, but I don't remember what we were talking about before that at all.
And you're the producer, man. You're supposed to be on top of this.
I'm trying. You moved way too fast. Sardonic humor.
For complacent times. Business card.
Business cards at the show last night. There was something before you said, "Oh, I'll mention this right
now."
Oh,
we were going to talk about my face.
Yes, your face. Well, again, what did your beard order at Two Boots?
Look at you trying to bring it around. So we had a giant fat picture of me, and and again, it made me think of like all the, because Megs, it made me laugh because he's like, I have a picture of you where you're just gigantic, and it's like, if you have any pictures of me from that 8-year period, I was fucking gigantic. I mean, just, it can't be argued. So then he sent along that photo, and if you look at my Facebook page, although you won't see it now if you're hearing the show now because I've already taken it down, but you can search and look and find it. Who the fuck cares? But last week's photo of the artwork for the show was just my giant face, and he sent 3 incarnations of that for me. He sent one that was at kind of distance, and then the second one, which is the one I used, which is a little closer, and then he sent a third one where it's just a mass of just my face. And so I chose the second one and I put it up, and
we talked about that, and I agreed that was the correct choice.
Well, sure, yeah, you saw it and you were like,
because if you don't have some space around it, you can't see the perspective of how big it is.
Yes, so I chose the second one, and we went ahead and did that, and then it was online, and look, it's been difficult to leave that up for a week as my profile picture. I'm not going to lie to you, because I mean, it just shows me at absolutely my worst. And I'm very much about, like, even Lily will tell you when we go to take a photo now, I'll be like, all right, well, what's the light look like, and how does this look, and because I want to look okay. I mean,
you're a professional figure.
I want to try to control my image at least a little bit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I believe me, there are a million angles I look bad at. Let me try to find the one I look good at. That's all.
Yeah.
Because I've put the weight back on, so I'm also self-conscious about that, about a million different things. We talked about it last week. So leaving that up for a week was a little weird for me, because every time I would go to Facebook, there it was, that giant face staring at me. But my favorite part of that giant photo is my mom went in. She didn't call me, by the way. She went into Facebook and she just wrote, "What the hell is this picture?" I'm like, which made me laugh, and then I wrote, I didn't call her, I didn't text her, whatever. I just wrote back. I said, "Don't you know me, Ma? Don't you recognize your own son?" Because I thought it was a funny, goofy thing to do, and she then immediately wrote, "Oh, I know it's you. Just it was kind of a shock because you're not that big anymore. It was a weird photo to see." And she's right, because it is a very weird photo to see if you know me now.
Which is why I think the horns should have been on it, because then it would have looked like a picture from the show, not just a photo.
Yes, but I'm fine.
But again,
I see all sides of it, which is fine. But and I don't blame my mom, because again, it's just this. It doesn't even look human, that picture. It's just a goatee swimming in an ocean of face. That's all. It's just this gigantic, monstrous gourd that happened to grow a tiny little goatee. I mean, it just looks terrible. You're making a face. You got something to say? No? Yes? Okay. So that picture went up. So this week, we're talking about my face again. I have a beard. Hear it?
You're going to want to wash your winds.
So I have a... That's absolutely the title of the show. Nobody heard you say it, but that's the title of the show.
Wash your windsock?
No, you're going to want to wash your windsock. So here you go. Man, my beard is not gross. See, I'm fucking mad. All right, stop this bullshit, because you've done this all day where you're just like, oh, your beard is ridiculous. Your beard is out of control. Last night at the show, your beard looks stupid. It's like, dude, why are you saying these things?
I took a picture, and the way the light came from behind, it made the gray hair in the side of your beard glow, and it looked ridiculous.
It doesn't look ridiculous. It looks like a face halo. So that's fine. I got a I got a Jesus face. I got a Jesus jaw. There's nothing wrong with that. God damn it. I'm tired of people saying, well, oh, it looks ridiculous. It looks this. It's out of control.
Say ridiculous like bad.
That's what you're saying.
No, ridiculous can be quite awesome.
Ha, no.
I have a friend who's a pancake juggler. It's fucking ridiculous. It's not like ridiculous, like you should stop doing that. It's amazing. He tours the world.
Yeah, but Jesus himself has not reached down and touched those pancakes to make them glow in a photograph. As he has done, obviously, with my beard.
It's ridiculous.
I am hirsute. There's nothing you can do about it. So I'm a hairy dude, and that's fine. And we talked about this a million years ago in that stupid beard contest. Because Eddie grows his fucking banana beard. And that's another thing. My beard's ridiculous. You're dating a guy who looks like a magic trick.
Ridiculously magnificent. It is like,
yes, fine. But I'm ridiculous.
It's out of control too. I tell him all the time. It's time to trim it a tad.
You're dating a guy who literally, he's the human embodiment of nya-ah-ah. That's what he is.
Yes.
Yes. You are dating someone who could tie you to the railroad tracks at any moment.
I hope.
Okay. But yet you
thing.
think he's fantastic and you think I'm a dumb fuck.
I've never said that. I said your beard is ridiculous.
Yes.
I think Eddie's beard is ridiculous. That is not a negative.
You're a weird judgmental person. And you're
It's
telling
not
people what they
a
can do with their
negative,
faces.
And I've never said that either.
A pox on you.
You're insane. You act as though that is a negative or a judgment. It's not. It's a statement. Your beard's fucking ridiculous.
You said I needed to shave. You're like, dude, you got to shave. Your beard is ridiculous. Your beard is out of control.
I don't think I said shave. I think I said trim.
You called me a dumb fuck.
I did not.
I don't know if you did. All right.
But
So
you do need to wash it. I mean, you do.
I do wash it every time.
The Windsock. It's been 5 years. It's the same Windsock.
You think I don't wash this windsock?
I don't know. How often do you wash your Windsock?
Well, you stopped doing my laundry 3 years ago, so I guess you wouldn't know. Again, you used to produce the show. I would come over here. I'd give you a load of clothes. You'd wash those, hang them up, produce the fucking show. You used to love me. Now, no. Could not care less. You're like, nah, not interested. Do your own fucking thing. Do your own laundry. Fucking wash your own windsock. Take care of your own business. Terrible. You've forsaken me. That's what you have done. You've forsaken me. In your heart, forsaken me. In your soul, forsaken me. All right. The bust down system of a down for you.
Did you post the picture
In
with
your
the
heart.
earphones?
Huh?
Did you post the picture with the earphones lost in your beard?
No, I put up a photo that I from the other day because I didn't.
You should put up the photo right now with your earphone wires, the buds in your ear.
No,
that are trying to find your ears, but they're lost in your beard.
Yes, my ridiculous beard looks so stupid. I know. I heard you.
I never said that.
So all right, here. So I throw it to you folks, and I've already thrown it out in a poll. And here's the only reason it came up. Look, I just started growing this beard on a fucking lark in November for no reason. I was just like, well, let's see what happens. So, and this is what happened. I get called ridiculous by my closest friends. It's fucking terrible. So, all I thought I was doing was a weird facial experiment.
Wait, so it was a conscious choice? Because I thought you were suffering depression.
Well, then that doesn't speak very well for Eddie, who's been growing his beard since he fucking met you.
Eddie's beard is trimmed and concise to one portion of his face to specifically do 2 magic tricks.
He looks like a woolly Eddie. I know. I get it. Fine.
He actually does magic tricks with his beard. What do you do with yours?
Brood. Stroke and brood.
But see, you can't even brood all of it. You can't. Because what he's doing right now is stroking his face. 3/4 of it back here or 3/4 of it is in the brooding part. This stuff is all not being touched.
That broods on its own.
This should be a little more.
Well, I do this. I brush it in. I brush it out like that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's how it goes. You do this, spread this way, and you do this down this way. There you go, like that.
But you don't. You brush it all out and then you bring it down, and these pieces look like they're trying to escape.
They're not trying to escape. No. If anything, they're showing alarm. They're like, whoa, how cool are we? Like, they're like, look at this cool ass beard. So the point is, folks, I bring this up because, what, are you taking another photo that you can't use?
You hate it when
Why?
I take photos of you during the show.
Well, because it's ridiculous. All right, don't do this. Why are we holding me up to public ridicule? That makes no
I'm
sense.
not holding you up to public ridicule. I want people to understand where that's getting lost in your beard.
No, it's not. That's far too. That doesn't even look like a face. All right, so we've put out a poll to some of you people out there. We put it out on the Facebook fan club page, and I guess you can vote via email or Twitter if you'd like. But honestly, it won't help me because I need to vote by Thursday, and this show comes out Thursday morning. Because here's the deal: I'm growing this beard, and it just started on a thing in November, and look. I haven't. It's awful. Why are you doing? It's like I look like I'm staring into space.
How's that when you're
Oh yeah, it's much better. She is taking photos of me, and it's fucking bananas. I'm just trying to stop. Don't put up photos that make me look stupid.
Portion.
But we're doing a show, for fuck's sake. Nobody wants you to take a photo during a goddamn show.
You don't want me to. Everybody else is like, oh, look, there's a photo from the live broadcast.
Oh, Christ.
Or the broadcast being recorded live.
Well, then, and film it. Film me talking. Don't even take a fucking photo.
I love when
Do you think any of this is interesting for anybody right now? This fucking stand down where I got to go. Yeah, but because I don't understand what you're doing. Pay attention to the fucking show and let me do the show. Now, are you taping or are you doing a goddamn photograph? I have no idea. Am I supposed to stare into the fucking lens? Are you taking a picture? Are you taking a fucking photo? Is it a pan scan? Do me a favor. Yeah, take a pan and scan of the fucking living room. Let's do that and throw that up.
I'm taking a video of your beard. So
why?
Can see
and you're gonna. You're looking for coverage? What are you fucking? You need an AD for this? Do you need?
I do.
When's the martini shot for my goddamn face? When are we gonna do that? All right. Do I do this
There's
and?
the underside.
Okay, how about this? And then we'll do this kind of stuff. And you know, a dimple, throw a dimple in there. I'll wink. This is fucking terrible. Why are you even going to think about doing this? Yeah, laugh all you want. Great. I didn't film you when you were talking about shoe boots and making your vagina yell at me.
You could have. I would not be upset about that.
All right, so.
I should edit this before I post it.
You think? I don't know. Don't even post it. Don't post it. Do it. I don't give a fuck. So you're going to see this video now. It's fucking stupid. Should we just film the podcast now and just do a live broadcast so everybody can see me talk? Yeah, no, never. That's all. That's under consideration for the Patreon page, which is supposed to be up this week. Anyway, I don't know if it will be, but it should be up next week.
I thought it was going to be up 5 weeks ago.
It was supposed to be up a while ago, certainly, but then the pesky thing in my head went, "Hey, nobody wants to give you any money for your voice." And so, but what's funny is my brain kept telling me that, so that's why I've grown the beard, so I look like somebody different, so my brain won't talk to me anymore. My brain will go talk to somebody else.
I have your first post for the Patreon page.
What?
Up close video of your beard.
Oh, sure. Well, I'll tell you what. Now people will be literally telling Patreon to charge me to put up a page. I will have to pay people to join at that point if you put up a fucking video of my stupid beard.
It is stupid. You agree?
It's stupid. So you say it's stupid now. You earlier said no. That's fine, dude. I don't fucking get it. I don't understand it. I don't get people and why they're coming down on me. You don't. You just said it was stupid.
No, you said it was stupid.
No, you and ha it's stupid. I was like, I did to flush you out.
I pulled a Republican rebuttal. I don't think it's stupid. I just thought it was funny that you said my stupid beard.
Well, I did it to flush you out. So you'd go, ha. You also think it's stupid. So I knew you thought it was stupid. Look, this show could not be less about nothing or more about nothing or more about less. So I threw up the picture of that, and then I threw up the bearded photo. Now here's the deal. Lily says my beard looks stupid. She said it last night at the show. She's like, it looks ridiculous. Oh my God, it's out of control. And I recognize, I look from a distance, I look like I have a cool beard. You get up close, nah. It looks like a box of wire exploded. That's what it looks like a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Because
the
it's
side parts are a little out of control.
My beard looks like, honestly, because it's all jagged on the outside. In the inside, it looks like it should say "pow" right after Batman punched somebody. Because it looks like one of those cartoony balloons or whatever the fuck. And I've talked about this on the air. If I am outside, the sun is behind me, I will see my shadow on the ground, and I always reach because I think it's like my hair, my actual ponytail or whatever, my hair falling around. It's not. It's this.
Yes.
So it's like it's fleshed out. So I mean, I totally look like I should be in Deadwood or something. I mean, I got that old.
Product in it
well, I was there was a beard oil purchased for me. Jill went ahead and bought me like a beard butter thing. And I put it in because I will tell you this. There's a thing where it doesn't happen all the time, but I told you, like, I'll get, like, I don't even, it's not dandruff, but like your beard will like flake or something like that. It's like, it's skin.
It dries in your skin.
Yeah. So that'll happen. I mean, and like bad. And so I was like, what the fuck is that? So then one time when Jill was here in January, she bought me a package of this beard oil. She brought it home and I rubbed it in. But the thing is, then you smell. Then it's got like a scent to it, and you smell like and I wanted to find like a good manly one. So I went online and I looked for Clubman. You know, I told you Clubman's like my favorite thing. Well, they make a beard product, but it doesn't smell like their Clubman products. That was the one.
Mustache wax on your beard.
On Amazon. Well, no, because it's a splash. They don't have. It's not an oil or a lotion. It's a splash that I have by them, but it's an aftershave. So that smells like an old school barber shop. So if I could make my beard smell like that, that'd be fucking amazing. But when I went online, the major complaint of everybody on Amazon was this doesn't smell like Clubman. It's a good product. It'll work good on your beard, but it doesn't smell like the Clubman stuff. So I was like, God damn it. So I have to find something that smells like like dirt and coffee. You know what I mean? Like something that like smells like dudes. Like because it's and because I mean, look, I like certain colognes. I like citrus. If there was a citrusy one, I'd buy that probably. But the stuff I also want minty and like mentholy. I don't fuck. I'm a weirdo. All right, I don't know what the fuck.
Eddie uses a mustache wax that smells like root beer. I love it.
Yeah, well, that's him. Well, then I'm going to wear that then.
There's a million of them out there. You know, you could talk to someone that has a magnificently ridiculous beard and
holy fuck. Why are you calling? It's not. Fuck. It's not ridiculous.
Oh, his beard is magnificent. His is ridiculous.
Yeah, good.
Yours is so close, but it's a little out of control.
Mine's a mess. I get it.
I don't think it's a mess.
No, it's terrible. I got it.
Have you trimmed it at all?
Never.
Since you started?
Not once.
See, there you
literally
go.
Not once.
You
All
have
I
to
trim.
it like every other week.
All I trim is the upper lip. Because I don't want to go Sam Elliott soup strainer on you from fucking Big Lebowski when it's just fucking hanging in front of his mouth. No thanks. I'm not the Marlboro man. But
so
I mean, it's
why
all
do you
zinc.
respect your upper lip but not your lower jaw?
Well, because this has all come in rather nicely and bushily and ridiculously, I've been told now. So I just look. I don't know what the fuck. I just let it go. All right. I've given other people opportunities. I've been like, what do you think? Should I? And they're like, I don't know. And which usually to me means.
You go to a professional that does this, that goes, here's what I would recommend. We do a little bit of trimming here, a little bit of there. Go ahead and let this continue to grow, and you're going to have a magnificently ridiculous beard, as opposed to just kind of a little ridiculous right now.
No, kind of stupid, which is what you want to say.
I didn't say stupid. You did.
So, well, because shaves are $80 in this town.
You're not going in for a shave. You're going in for a beard trim. There's a difference.
Yeah, but they don't think that when you get there. Then they'll be like, haha. And they.
That's not true. If you're going, you should ask your hairdresser if she does a beard trim.
She moved. It's so terrible.
This
She moved back home.
Everything.
Yeah, kind of.
This is why you can't cut your beard because you've lost your hairdresser.
Well, she split. Well, I would trust her. And I actually literally just texted her this week and I said, hey, who can I trust to cut my hair now that you're gone? Like, because she moved out of town. And she's like, well, she gave me 3 names.
Where does she live now?
Somewhere. I don't want to say.
But I mean, is it like more than an hour away?
Yeah, it's a 3-hour plane ride away. She moved. She's gone.
An inconsiderate bitch.
Well,
Does she not know your hair name?
I agree with you. And I honestly would fly there all the time and get it done. But
you won't pay $80 for a shave.
Yeah, but I mean, if she wants to shave me, I'll fly out there and do that. I don't give a fuck. Look, I trust Natalie. Natalie was the champion. She did the job. She was my hair cutter for fucking 13 years. So then I asked for a recommendation. She gave me like 2 chicks and a dude. I'm not letting a dude cut my hair.
I hated that website.
2 chicks and a dude. Oh, it was gruesome. I had to watch that tape.
Dude?
Well, someone showed it to me, and I was like, What?
I want to check the poll and see what people are saying.
So, all right. So here's the point. Lily decided we should throw up a poll.
I did not.
And said, let's get a poll
what
going.
Happened last time, I am fully against polls.
Well, the reason we came up with the poll is here's another reason why.
What's
Not
this
only
wee shit?
Not only is she yelling at me about my ridiculous face and my beard and telling me it looks terrible. She told me last night it looked bad at the club, and now she's saying it again at her house. And that's look, that's hurtful. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That's fucking hurtful. So I was like, all right, here's another thing. Thursday, which is today. All right, if you're hearing this show today, it's we're recording on Tuesday, but you're hearing it on Thursday. I have to take press photos today for that comedy festival I told you I got into called Broke LA here in Los Angeles. And the show is April 8th, but there's a press junket Thursday afternoon. And they're like, well, we'll give you an assigned time. I go in. I think they're going to interview me and they're going to take photos. And that could be untrue. Like they could, because also here's the thing. I think we're going to get there and they're going to find the famous comedians that they've booked and they're going to go, let's talk to them and get some photos of them. And then I'm going to sit in the corner and eat fucking canapes, which is fine. I'm a guy who eats canapes. I'm a guy who doesn't mind the corner. That's me in the corner. That's me out of the spotlight eating all my canapes. That's who I am as a person. But there could be a point where they want to talk to me and take a photo. So if they're going to be taking professional photos that mean anything, I was wondering if I should shave or trim or cut off the beard and go that route. So I was talking to Lily about it because, again, this is going to be like a representation and who fucking knows. And then she was like, well, let's put up a poll and let people on Facebook decide. And as you know, by the way, I don't adhere to the results of this poll. I'm not going to do exactly what you people say, but it's fun to get you involved and see exactly what you think. So I was throwing it out there. And Lily's like, well, then let's go ahead and put up the poll. So we put up the poll, and Lily's checking it now.
There are 87 votes. There
Really?
are 87 people in that group that have an opinion about your beard.
Well, good. They should. It's my fan club. That's the fucking thing I don't understand. Why wouldn't people have an opinion? That's where you go.
I'm shocked that 87 people feel
What's only
the need,
one? That's only 1/10 of the members.
But I mean, feel the need to actually comment about a beard.
Well, I'm glad they are. That's why I asked.
It's ridiculous to me that would be the thing again.
Why is everybody so
Ridiculous
surprised
good.
that people care
No,
about me or what I do?
Good. I'm like 87 people. That's insanely awesome.
And you've only put it up for like 40 minutes. It's only been up for I don't even
Just 1 hour.
An hour. Okay, great.
We have a few.
Do we have a quorum? Do we have a consensus? What do we have?
There is a clear winner right now.
Okay.
Trim, followed closely by Don't Shave.
Oh, really? So maybe there are people out there who don't think I look ridiculous.
Well, no, there are people who think that you shouldn't get rid of your beard. That doesn't necessarily mean that you should or shouldn't trim it. They definitely are like, don't shave.
No, don't even fucking, because there's a trim possibility. They could have absolutely voted for trim.
Republican
Yeah, stop your bullshit. No thanks.
But again, shave has 9 votes. It's out. It's out completely.
All right.
2-1, 3-1.
Shave has been trashed. Good. It's not been left behind.
Take It to Renee actually got some traction, which makes me
Which
happy.
one?
Take It to Renee.
Oh, dude, he's gonna wax my face. Actually, I'm behind. I got to see Renee. Last time I saw him was November.
I thought you were in front.
Behind. No, he does the back too. And that's one of the reasons I got to go. It's like he does. He's the fucking coolest. He's like flip over and he does shoulders, the whole 9. Takes care of it. I walk out of there fucking smooth, other than chest.
So anyway, yes, literally the beard that you posted is great. Everything past where those little cords are coming down needs to be brought in a little bit because your head goes like this, and it shouldn't. Your head should go like this. Ooh.
So my head's a Rorschach test?
Well, your hair below your ears is wider than your ears. You don't want.
Yeah, that's what Ben Franklin looks like, man. You know who I look like?
I wouldn't fuck Ben Franklin.
That's
I don't
okay.
care if he invented electricity. I ain't gonna bang him.
I look like who do I look? I look like Wolverine, kinda, with that weird hair.
No.
You know what? Actually, you know what? Bullshit. I don't look like Wolverine. I look like one of the guys from the Hellfire Club. Like it's those English dudes who were just like were royals and they fucking. I look like the dudes who got murdered in Gangs of New York when the skirmer horns. They were like all rich and they were all and they looked down on people.
Not people I would want to hang out with. They look.
I look like old money. Seriously, like literally and figuratively, I look like old money. That's not bad. I look like Confederate script. I look like I should be in a blue uniform marching behind Robert E. Lee and burning shit down. That's what I should be doing. I should be with General Sherman taking care of business in Atlanta. Look, I recognize that it's a bit much. I know. So we've thrown it out to people, and so it looks like that. But if I go to a beard trim dude, because again, I don't know what the fuck he'll do. All of a sudden, he just like zaps the fuck out of it, and then it doesn't look the same or it doesn't look right.
I ran a hair salon and spa. You know that, right?
Are you volunteering?
Yes. Let me go get it right now. We'll do it right now, live on the air.
I'll film that if you would do that. If you thought you could do it, I would absolutely let you do it and film it.
Thought I could do it.
Thought you would do it,
Okay.
I should say. It's a better phrase.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, the point is,
I could fucking wax circles around Renee. By the way.
I'm thinking of that
No,
phrase.
I'm not offering to do that.
No, of course you're not. But also, I'm thinking of that literally though, like Renee waxing me and you around, like waxing around him, waxing circles around him. Whatever his rug was doing. He has a giant dog. That's a little disconcerting. All right, so
I could wax that dog.
go. Sure, why not? Renee would let you. All right, I don't even know why this came up, but because I have a giant
Because
face.
you're taking pictures and you want to make sure the pictures.
Well, because I wanted to see what. And I want them to look good. I want them to look okay. Certainly, I'm hoping. And we'll see. We'll see. So I guess maybe I should go to a trim guy, like a beard trim guy, because that's the thing is I have a like a buzzer, but like the attachment is. I mean, it's going to take too much off, probably.
Yes, there are 12 standard attachments that you can get. None of them are going to solve this.
Well, no, my personal groomer only has like 5.
Yeah, there are 12
that sort of thing.
though, that you can buy.
I'm
If
not
you bought a
buying.
professional grooming kit, there are only 12. None of them are going to solve
Why?
this.
Who wants a professional grooming kit? I don't. It's not
Professional
nearly.
groomers. That's why I'm saying we should just take you to a dog groomer. Let him poodle you up.
Oh, there you go. Put a pink ribbon in there.
Oh my God! Let's call a dog grooming company and have them come over and do your face. And video that for the Patreon. That's funny.
I don't want funny. Oh, why am I this fucking punchline all of a sudden?
Funny. You're a comic.
Yeah,
So
I'm not a comic, but I'm not a stooge. Hey, let's let a dog guy fuck up my face. That's not funny. That's jackass bullshit.
Why do you think they would fuck up your face?
A dog groomer? If a dog groomer came over here, if fucking Harry and Lloyd came over here in their dog grooming van and Dumb and Dumbered their way into the fucking house, they'd see me and they'd fuck up my head. It would just happen.
Okay. Just so you know, dog groomers are trained the same way hairdressers are
Yawn.
trained. Plus, they know how to trim around balls.
I got news for you.
I want someone that knows how to trim around balls doing my face.
Dog groomers are trained. You know why? They don't need to be fucking trained because you know what? If they fuck the dog up, what's the dog gonna do? Woof. He doesn't give a fuck. He's not gonna complain. You can anything short of cutting their ear off, the dog is fine. Literally, I don't want to hear that dog groomers are held to some fucking high standard because you give them your dog, they hide him in a cage, they spray him the fuck down, they snip it, and then they give him back to you. And everybody's like, "Yay!"
You don't know how any of this works.
I know exactly how it works. It's a scam. It's because people don't want to take care of their own dogs. It's because people are lazy. Nobody wants to fucking give their own dog a haircut.
They don't want to accidentally cut their dog's paw or their arm or their back.
Oh, boo-hoo. So then they want to go ahead and they give it to this guy and he hides it in his garage for an hour and then he comes out and he like sprays some Pam on it, slicks its hair down and goes, "Hey, I did something with it." I don't have any issues. What the fuck are you talking about?
Because that was a very funny thing. If the dog groomers showed up and they're like, "I just need you to clean this up a little bit." That's funny as shit.
That's YouTube nonsense. That's some jackassery on YouTube where it's like, we took a guy and we had a dog groomer do his face and now I'm a stooge. I'm not funny. There's nothing funny about that bit except I'm getting my face fucked up. That's not funny at all. Seriously, you see it as because you're like, haha, like because that's you know what that is? That's a guy who pulls his pants down to get a laugh, haha, or a guy who just like who shoves a whole pizza in his mouth. It's just a fucking stooge.
You ate a pie and told a story about it.
It's 1,000,000 years ago, and I'd do it again because it was a pie eating contest. I'm not in a face grooming contest, so I don't need a dog dude to come in here and fuck me up. I don't need a link on the internet with the phrase underneath it. You won't believe what happens next. We brought a dog groomer in to take care of this guy's face. You won't believe what happens next.
I only brought it up because the publicist that I just hired for you suggested it.
Well, I'm on board.
Should I fire her? Apparently.
No, now I'm on board. I didn't know a pro said it. I'm not going to take any amateur who tells me what to do with my face, but if a pro thinks it's a good plan, well, I am in, goddammit.
Oh my Christ.
See, Christy Canyon, this is the kind of shit we could have on your airwaves. Look at my business card. You're so great at talking.
Oh, fuck.
Open a microphone and invite me. Just let me fucking show up. God damn it. I'm at that point now where I want to do like all these shows. I want to be on everybody's shows. I don't give a fuck. You got a microphone, I'll show up and talk. I'll be fucking hysterical. And then I'll leave. And then you'll forget me and you'll never book me again. Like I did at Adam Carolla's show. God damn, I walked out of there and these guys are like, where have you been? Like, Jesus Christ, you're hilarious. I'm like, great. 9 years later, can't even fucking get on. All right, so, not that I'm trying. It's not like I'm calling every day. This is why I'm growing the beard. I'm going to contact them with the beard and go, "Hey, is there a chance I could do your show?" "Well, hello, stranger. Why don't you come in and be funny?" And then I'll be funny and they'll be like, "You remind us of this guy who was hilarious like 9 years ago. Where have you been?" "We like your beard. That's very manly. Adam likes manly. We'll go ahead and have you on and you can talk some more. Let's build something, stranger." "Hey, why don't you go to Adam's house and build a doghouse? And while you're there, let's let these groomers take at your beard." What the hell? It came full circle with me and Corolla. Mike's doggone face now on fucking Spike. Right after Adam builds a bunch of fuck ton of stuff. Corolla builds a fuck ton of sheds, and then we fuck up Mike's face with a dog groomer. Next on Spike. And then Mike and Adam buy a bar, and that fat fuck comes in and yells at it and tells him why it's bad. And then he tears it apart. The fuck is that show?
He's awful.
That dude comes in and yells at people in their bar, and then like, "Hey, I like whiskey." And then he yells at him again. Then they buy 4 new bar stools and he goes, good job. All right, I'm out of here. And he goes off to yell at another bar person. That's the kind of job I need. Fuck. There was just a show on Food Network and I watched it with Jill. It was called Ginormous Food. And it had a host who's a comic in LA. I've never met him. Don't know him. I'm sure he's a wonderful man. But on the show, he's just like, "Boy, that's big spaghetti." Whatever the fuck. All right, fine. Because that's his fucking job. Ginormous Food is literally, he goes to these places and they serve pizzas as big as a car, or like, you know, a sub sandwich that you can impale the fucking Lannisters with. I mean, it's like that kind of crazy shit. So that's the deal. Ginormous food, you go to a ginormous place. And the thing is, and when you have a place called Ginormous Food, what do you think's going to happen?
There's going to be leftovers.
Well, no, you don't. You think the dude's going to eat the ginormous food, right?
No, I don't think that.
Fuck that. If you call a show Ginormous Food and this guy's like, I'm going all over the world to find the most ginormous food I've ever seen. Holy God, that's huge soup. You know what I mean? That's fucking great. So I tuned in. I'm like, all right, I'm going to watch this. It was just him nervously tittering in the kitchen while they assembled a battleship-sized burrito. Then he goes and sits in the living room while they bring it out, or the fucking dining room, whatever the fuck they have at a restaurant, and they cook it. And then they bring it out to him and they're like, yay. And all the people are cheering, and he's like, this is the biggest burrito I've ever seen. Why, it's so huge. All right, watch me go and dive in. And he picks up the burrito, and he eats like half of the corner. Hump. And he's like, oh, I can taste all of it. The burritos, the peppers. Oh, my God, the meat in there is so good, and the chicken, it's so delicious. Well, I'm stuffed. Let's feed everybody else in the restaurant with this ginormous burrito. Fuck you. Eat that burrito, goddammit. It's your job to eat the ginormous burrito. They brought you in to talk about it. You watched them build it. Fucking finish it off. Have the courtesy to at least fuck this burrito. God damn, it would drive me crazy every week. He'd go to 3 different places, and then he'd just be like, oh my God, this burger is gigantic. I better try some. And he'd literally take like a cocktail wiener-sized bite. Oh, it's delicious. Well, I'm full. Let's go ahead and feed all my friends here in the restaurant. And then they'd chop it up, and then he'd interview them. What do you think of this giant hamburger? This is really a giant hamburger, isn't it? I can't believe how giant this hamburger is.
Oh my God, this sounds awful.
Right, so get me on that fucking show. It would have been hysterical. I'll eat until I die. Just fucking give me that burrito. You know what? You make a big enough burrito, I'll climb in it and eat out my way out from the inside. How great would that be? Like a fucking combination of Alien and like a birthing show? Like I'm just baked into a burrito and then I have to eat my way out, and then my fucking horrid face comes like out with my crazy beard. I just come out with fucking lettuce hanging off my head. Dude, hire me for that fucking show. I see these shows and like Bar Rescue. That guy goes in and he yells at people and then he gets to walk away. Why isn't somebody calling me for that fucking show? What the fuck does he, literally, what could it possibly be? Hey, I hate these cross beams and you better serve better scotch. You fucking fucks. And then he walks out. And then the family cries. It was like when I used to watch Gordon Ramsay do fucking Kitchen Nightmares. Dude, Gordon Ramsay did Kitchen Nightmares in England, and it's fucking fantastic. Because he would show up at the restaurant, and the people would generally be like, please help us, Mr. Ramsay. We've got a restaurant we've got to save. And then he'd go, all right, well, I think you should serve different appetizers, and let's do different starters. You monkeys! And he'd yell. And then they'd listen to him, and they would build the restaurant, and they would paint it, and they would do everything they could. And then he'd go back like a year later, and he'd actually order dinner, and they'd bring it to him, and they'd be like, we've tripled our covers every night, and our profits we've gone ahead and dug out, thanks to your help, Gordon. And he's like, that's what I like. Give me a main and my starters. And then he'd walk off into the distance. Good. It's England. It was heartwarming. Well, in America, they know Americans don't like watching people be nice. So they would send them to these fucking obstinate dickhead restaurants, and they'd be like, hey, boo, Mr. Ramsay, what the fuck? You yell at me, I yell at you. And it's like, no, he's trying to fucking help you, you dick fuck. You're serving beef salad. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody hates your restaurant. Nobody wants to order your drinks or your food or any of that shit. But in America, they made it about the conflict, not about the reclamation project. And so that's why when I see, I could do that. You want to hire me to go into a restaurant and yell at somebody? I wanted to do that actually for YouTube. I thought it would be funny if I just came in a la Gordon Ramsay just into a restaurant that did not know I was coming. And I just went, it's a dog's dinner. This is terrible. And just throw the salad on the ground. This hamburger's awful. And just start yelling. But that's like Eric Andre shit when he would like burst into a restaurant and just do crazy shit. And because I was like, this is just dumb. Like, hire me for that. That's what I do. I yell. I make people feel bad about their mistakes.
But you weren't on board about the dog trimmer.
Well, if I'm rating that dog trimmer, no, because I'm still in control of the situation if I go and yell at somebody over their fucking club sandwich. If I'm yelling at somebody about a club sandwich, I'm still the guy. But if somebody comes in and just rubs a fucking club sandwich all over my face, I'm the stooge. Don't you get it?
What if we made you like the guy that goes in and helps people make their dog trimming businesses better? We're just spitballing here.
But instead of a dog whisperer, I was the dog yeller. So, like, I would just come in, and there's, like, cages full of dogs, and I'm like, you fucks! Look at this horrible place! And they're just like, wait, relax, man. We got dogs. We're trying to trim them. Fuck you, you're trying to trim them. Look at that fucking dog. Look at that shaggy fucking dog. Here's what you do. Dive in and do this. And meanwhile, I got the beard, and they're like, well, somebody could do with fucking trimming this guy's fucking face. Fuck you! I heard that! Shut it down! And then I just open all the cages and all the dogs run out with me.
Shut it down.
Yeah, I do. I open all the cages and the dogs split. End of show. We go. You've lost your business.
I'm kind of in on this.
Yeah, see?
I would produce that. I would take a second mortgage if I owned a house to produce that show.
Let's just pitch a fucking show called Mike Yells at Stuff. Jesus Christ. I can do that.
Do it.
I mean, I'll just go yell at I'll like walk into a truck stop and just yell at them because their biscuits and gravy are fucking awful. Or just like go into a Walmart and just be like, you call this a yogurt aisle? What the fuck, man? Look, strawberry is ahead of blueberry, is ahead of honey. You ever heard of the fucking alphabet, you cunts?
Why don't we just
BHS, Bolingbrook High School. Right there, blueberry, honey, strawberry. Bolingbrook High School. When you think of it, it's a mnemonic for me. Mike Schmidt went to Bolingbrook High School. How do we do the yogurt? BHS. Blueberry, honey, strawberry. Done. You fucking dickbags.
This should totally be a YouTube channel.
Mike Yells at Stuff?
Mike Yells at Stuff.
Oh. Well, we had the Super Angry Guy Gene Happy Good Time Yelling Hour.
Yes, we have. I think we're having part 2 tonight.
Well, I will tell you what. It's actually I don't want to tip it, but there are plans in the future for the Super Angry Guy Gene Happy Good Time Yelling Hour.
Really?
Should I just talk about it? I should, right?
Well, now you should.
Yeah, now I should. Well, it's going to be one of the Patreon levels.
Oh, okay.
Like literally, if you donate a certain amount every month, there will be a show called the Super Angry Guy Gene Happy Good Time Yelling Hour, and it'll be I can't say no more. But rest assured, you will never see it because I'm never doing the page. All right, so.
Well, there you go. Winner,
just know that it sort of existed. But goddamn, how great would that be if I just fucking showed up and shouted at people? I mean, because again, I watch these shows. There's another show called Cheap Eats now on fucking Food Network, and it's this dude. He's like an Indian dude, and he's just like, oh boy, I love breakfast. And he rubs his stomach. Oh, get the fuck out of here, man. You're just not appealing at all. I tell you what, I saved 41 cents on a plate of pancakes. What's for lunch? Oh, they're all like Disney characters and shit. Have some edge. Be pissed. Order the fucking food and just be like, yeah, you know what? There's a reason this breakfast was cheap. Your toast is fucked. And then the guy's like, what? And you're like, let's move on to lunch. And you run out of the restaurant. See, that's the way to do it. It's almost like prankish. But you don't want to be prankish. I don't like pranks. But just be frank. No prank. No prank, just frank. Let's call it that show. All right? Here we go. We call it No Prank, Just Frank, and I review hot dog places across the United States. Now.
Oh, I want Mike Yells at Stuff.
Hey, there's no reason to pigeonhole me and keep me just to one show. We've got Mike Yells at Stuff. We've got No Prank, Just Frank. We've got me taking over the second season of Ginormous Food. Because again, it was just, and look, I'm going to run into this dude probably at a fucking open mic night or something, which will suck. And he's got 1 million Twitter followers, and he seemed like a nice guy, but the show itself, I will tell you this, and this is when you know things have reached critical mass. I watched so many of those fucking shows, I realized just how good Guy Fieri is at his job.
Yeah.
I know that seems weird. It's like he's become worse. Okay, as he became a huge multimedia star, he's become self-aware, which is no good. When he was just Guy Fieri, you were like, oh, well, there's a douchebag who likes food, which is fine. Yeah. And he was kind of semi-jovial and entertaining, and he was interested and engaged. Well, later on, once he started having shows where it's like him and Adam Sandler and David Spade and Chris Rock and Kevin James are going to restaurants together, or him and Sammy Hagar are hanging out, or Kid Rock, when he became a celebrity, he started to wink at himself within the concept of the show. So he'd eat a meatloaf sandwich, but then he'd be like, boy, that's the gangster float on the parade in Flavortown. And then he'd do a beat and he'd look at the camera and go like, smirk and wink like, I got that. I just said a really funny thing, even though if it wasn't fucking funny at all. But it doesn't matter because it's an insular show that has now surrounded him with a crew that's known him forever, and they're like, ha, 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 guy, you're great. So that's what they have to do. But still, there's still enough of him when you watch even the newer shows where you go, fuck, that guy's the best at this. Because he makes, but if you watch enough of it, you can actually see A, when he really doesn't like the food he's eating, B, when he doesn't care for the people in the restaurant, or C, when the people in the restaurant know that this is a necessary evil to grow their business, but they hate the fact that they've let Guy Fieri into their kitchen. So you'll see them like cooking the food and he'll do a joke and they'll go, so then you put in the oregano and the thyme. No, he'll go, time for timer. What are you talking about? Who's got the time ticket in my head? Ha ha ha. Flavortown. And they go, cumin. And then they just like literally just start making the chili or whatever the fuck they're making because they don't want to play his games. But if you play his games, then he totally like, he will either think it's cool or he will hate you for doing it and he'll kind of top you. It's an interesting study in personality to watch him and see him react and interact with people. The worst though is to watch him flirt with with women on the show. Because they'll have like a husband and wife who own a restaurant. and he'll go cook with the husband, and he'll be like, all right, so show me how you do this. All right, yeah, you do this. And then when the wife will walk in, he'll be like, look at you, you're gangster. Oh my God. And he'll totally pay attention to the woman while he makes the husband make gravy. Meanwhile, he's trying to make gravy. There was some Greek diner they went to once, and the husband spoke with a very heavy accent. Oh, it's good to make spanakopita, whatever the fuck. And then the wife spoke really good English, and she was bubbly, and she was pretty, and she was attractive. And so he made her cook with him one dish because she made this homemade spanakopita from her grandma's recipe. So he cooked with the guy, and he's just like, all right, let's do this. All right, yeah, this is good. This is gangster. It's good stuff. But then with her, he's just like, look at you. Oh, my God. You're like a little Greek princess. Oh, you're like, you're freaky Greeky. Like all these different things. And I mean, he was so bad. And then at one point, she puts food in the pot, and he goes, here, look. Oh, my God, I think you did that wrong. And she goes, what? And he goes, look. And she looks down, and he goes, boop. And he hits her in the nose with like mashed potatoes. And he goes, and he starts running around. She's like, I'm going to get you, man. And he's like, I totally can't believe you fell for it. And I'm like, my skin was crawling watching it because her husband has been shunned to the front of the house and he can't be involved. He said, get him out of here. I want to work with her. And then he totally flirted with her the whole time. But then it works the other way because he went to some place in San Diego and it's this fucking, this guy who looks like an old cook. And he's got a wife a trophy wife with big fucking fake boobs and, her clavicles are exposed and she's like 60, but looks like she's 45. She's attractive, but you could see that she could not wait to be on television. She was just like, well, thanks guy. This is the way. And she's like leaning in and talking to him and all that and just walking around like this, like she had half a bikini on. You know what I mean? It's like a fucking formal dining joint where they're making shepherd's pie. And she walks in wearing like fucking Victoria's Secret brawn panty set. It's like, we're going to notice you. It's television. That's okay. But you could see, so whatever. I don't even know how have I talked this much about this fucking show.
I don't know.
I guess my point is I have studied this and I know how to do it is my point. Because every time I have these other shows where these guys show up and they're just like, gee, mister, why don't you go ahead and make me an empanada? And then they make an empanada and they're like, yo, you crimp the sides. It's like, it's all the same shit all the time. So you need an element of danger. You need a guy who might go in and he might hate their food. Right? Mike hates food. Mike yells at stuff. No prank, just Frank. Look at all these shows we've come up with in 5 minutes. By the way, they're all the same show. But so what? Mike yells at pranks, but not at Frank's. Mike hangs out with Frank. Me and Frank Stallone, we go out and solve mysteries. Look at all these shows I've come up with.
I still think you need to do one where you go to different hair salons and you get your beard trimmed and you yell at them while they're trimming your beard.
But then they'll trim it poorly and then it'll look weird. And then I got to go to, is that what the thing? Like, it's an 8-episode run. And the first place I go to, they're trimming it and I'm yelling the whole time and then they fuck it up. And then I'm like, God, look at this beard. I got to get it fixed. So then the next week I go to a different place and I yell at them while they're doing it. And after 8 weeks, we just see what my beard looks like after yelling at people while they trimmed it.
No, I think you should treat it just like that where you go, and that's not how you trim a beard. Here, I'll show you how. Come over here and trim my beard. And then you then you'll have to wait 8 weeks to film another episode.
See, but what's wrong? No, see, here's the thing though. You think I have disrespect for people who actually do trimming of beards, and that's incorrect. If you want a dog groomer to let loose on my fucking face, yeah, I'm going to make fun of that fucking guy because I'm not a canine. I'm not about to get fucking, I don't have fur everywhere. So, this is a very specific area.
Renee may disagree with you.
No, Renee makes fur he makes fur that I don't have any fur.
Does he work at Shoe Boots?
Perhaps. So like a dog groomer I would yell at. But if a guy's trimming my face, like beard trimming my face, I can't yell at that
Beard
dude.
rescue? That is like the perfect show though. You go in and you rescue people with bad beards.
So who's the arbiter of bad beards now? You?
No,
with your
you,
bullshit.
Apparently.
No, I like my beard. You're the one who's like, you're ridiculous and stupid. Oh my God, I can't believe you've done this. I can't believe you've turned on me in such a way.
I haven't turned on you at all.
You were gone for like a month and now you come back and you're like, your beard sucks. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Granted, I'm only looking at it with one eye right now. I could be wrong completely.
Yeah, you're just seeing like the fuzz, the halo.
Although most people are saying trim it. Let's see what the update is.
Jesus Christ. I don't think it's going to be that big of an update.
I love that I'm doing an update on your beard. The dumbest thing ever. Do we have music for the beard updates?
This is what this show has come to. Like literally, I have stories. I was in Kuwait for like 10 days. I have stories of islands and things like that. And we've talked about my beard forever for no reason. I have stories to recount.
Trim on your beard in Kuwait?
I did last time. The guy fucked it up. He cut it with kite string and I was pissed.
This is a again why I think you should have Mike Hates Beard shops.
Well, yeah, you can say that, but I think we should have the hidden Mike Hates Everything shops. Let's do that. What was that? Like, everybody hates Chris? Let's have Mike hates everybody. Let's do that. Let's flip the script. That's what I talk about. I'm a millennial kid. I'm a young man. No, I'm not. I'm old. Look at this beard. I'm a fucking sea captain. Who the fuck am I talking about? God damn it. I'm always shocked when I get, because I hear from like young people who write me and they're like, I've been listening to you since I was in high school. And I'm like, holy Jesus, I can't understand it. I'm like, and look, maybe because I'm a cautionary tale who's warned them to graduate and go ahead and get good jobs. So let's do that. Maybe I'm that guy. I'm the influence. Everybody's like, you don't want to be like that guy. Let's call it that show. We got no pranks, just Franks. You don't want to be like that guy. Mike yells at everybody. And what was the other? There's not a fucking Mike. Mike yells at food, or Mike yells at everyone. I don't fucking know. Who cares? Everybody does care. Look, we can pitch all of those shows, but the bottom line is there's one show that I will never give up, and it's this show, right? I'll be sucking you people into my beard nonsense for the rest of eternity. I'll be conducting polls. People, and I will tell you this, because we just checked the poll. People are like, hey, you know what? There's an Orson Welles vibe. Our friend Andrew, Mr. Snapper, is like, hey, and he's the second guy to say Orson Welles, because my buddy Sam was like, he just put up a picture of Orson Welles, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'll take that. That's fine. But then someone's like, you look like Santa Claus, and I'm like, oh no, that's awful. Our buddy David Z out of fucking Detroit is like, I see more of a Santa Claus vibe with this fucking idiot. He might not have put all that there. Maybe I may have read some of that in there. He might have. I think he did.
Wow, you have issues.
He might have. His wife Monica may have. Either there may have been a consensus in Detroit that I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know. Perhaps they should talk to my hairdresser who lives there now. Oh, I wasn't going to reveal her whereabouts, but now I do. She actually has like a Detroit Tigers tattoo. Because she's from there. That's where she lived, and because she's from there, and also her husband got a fucking amazing job. I was so happy for her, man, because like her husband,
the two in Detroit, and he got one of them.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it's perfect. Because he when he was here, he was working for American Idol, and then he went on tour with them. He's whatever. I don't even want to get into it.
Is it in the coal industry? Because I hear that's coming.
It's
down.
booming. Coal is booming. I don't know if you heard.
He had a great job.
It's all about coal.
In Detroit.
Did you see that fuckstick give a talk yesterday in Kentucky again? He's talking about coal's coming back, and then there's a lot of inbreds who are like, "Yay!" And look, I don't. If you like him, good for you. I'm not that guy. Okay, I'm not trying to draw.
You kind of are, and it's okay.
No, because I'll get to that. But I'm not trying to draw a line in the sand here. Okay, I'm not like against you. If you like him and stuff, you're fucking wrong. But I mean, that's fine. Okay, and I can't argue with you, and I won't. I don't, because I'm fucking. You want to talk about napping? I just want to nap. I just want to lie. This whole country should lie down under the coats for the next 4 fucking years and hopefully wake up to a new dawn and just pray that we're not Mexico City underneath the fucking coverage of just pollution. And because again, they're bringing back coal, and he repealed something that goes, he's like, Obama was so against coal and I've repealed it. Yay. Well, he repealed the executive order that's going to put coal dust in streams. So like, so he cares so much about coal miners. Hey, you don't even have to work in the mine anymore to get black lung. All you got to do is have a sip some water. All you got to do is enjoy a nice beverage out of your faucet, and look at you. You're a miner. It's over. It's all over. Everything's ending. Everything's over, but the shouting. Everything's over, but the tears and goodbyes. No lullabies. What song is that? It's a song called Everything's Over, by Darling Cruel, I think. Holy fuck, if I remember Darling Cruel, I'm a genius. I just pulled that out of my fucking brain pan. See, that's, it's because I'm smart because of the beard. Stroke it. And it gave me extra knowledge. Like if I was shaved clean, I couldn't remember Darling Cruel. But now that I got this fucking weird, crazy, old school Thomas Edison Einstein beard happening, both of them clean shaven, I don't know why.
Why do you call it weird or strange or stupid, but you get mad at me for saying ridiculous?
Because you're mean to me. Your job is to be.
No one could ever be as mean to you as you are to yourself.
That can't be argued. Let's talk to Shannon and everybody else about that. I'm like that scene where at the end of Fight Club where fucking Tyler Durden gets into the fight with Ed Norton, and he's just him punching himself and knocking him down the fucking stairs. Yeah, that's me. And you've actually seen me do that. I think you've seen me punch myself. Who did I do that? I did it in front of somebody once and they freaked out. I forget who it was.
I don't know anyone who doesn't. Well, I don't anymore because I know what to expect and I know how it doesn't escalate. But
No, I've done it in fights with Jill too. It was bad. Like when we were in a fucking thing and I was just I couldn't.
You all didn't bring the best out in each other.
Well, sometimes we did, but I mean, I remember one time I jacked myself in the eye, like, and I was just like, and then in my head I'm like, is that helping her think you're a rational human being in any way, shape, or form? Hey, look at me. You should really listen to my point. It's a cogent point, and I'm making a lot of sense. Poof! And I punched myself in the face. Not a smart person. And I did that as we. Why are you all wet? What the fuck happened to you?
Is it raining out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's
Holy
rain.
Shit.
Rob the balloon guy who lives here in the headquarters of Lily von Stupp, he's her son. And he just walked in and he's got that weird V sweat. And I was like, did you go running? Like, please don't lose a pound because you weigh 90. Like Rob the balloon guy, here's how light Rob the balloon guy is. He will blow up a giant balloon and then it holds him from going off into the atmosphere. That's how thin this dude is. He's like a color forms man. Like you could push him up, like put him up and he sticks on a fucking board. But he lives here and he often gets trampled underfoot because he's tiny. And you'll walk in and I'll bump into him because he's standing sideways and I didn't see him.
Really? Are you
that-
going to skinny shame him?
I'm not skinny shaming him. This is the truth.
No, it is the truth.
No, I'm serious. Literally, the reason I don't walk outside with him is because I don't want anybody to reboot Laurel and Hardy with he and I in it. No fucking thank you. All right. So, and how tiny is he? As a matter of fact, he's just climbed into my beard and he's punching me in the lip. You can't even see him or hear him, but he's in there.
Grab the earphone cord.
He's rustling about. Save yourself. He's a tiny gentleman. He's a slip of a man. Actually, he did not walk in. They slid him in under the door in an envelope. Someone mailed him back, and he's all wet because when they licked the stamp, it all dripped on him. All right, so that is a skinny person. So
It is raining out.
he is. Yeah, he looks like a fork tine. I mean, he's just that fucking skinny. All right, so but a sharp guy, just like a fork tine.
Are you going to do his tagline?
Rob the balloon guy. That's my name. Please don't rob me.
Well,
Right?
Yeah. That's
All right.
Yeah.
Well, what is
That's
it?
just my name. Don't actually rob
Oh,
me.
that's just my.
It's
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
fucking funny.
I'm a writer too.
You
I should have
can see him
constructed
on
that
Reddit
better.
all the time.
He only if you really squint.
business
You
card.
have to squint.
But his business card ends up on Reddit all the time. It just keeps coming up to the top, and people will come up and they're like, "I've seen your business card."
Let's put up a poll. Better business card tagline. That's my name. Please don't actually rob me. Or sardonic humor for complacent times. Doesn't that just scream pretentious middle act? That fucking business card is like, oh, I'm Mike Schmidt. Sardonic humor for complacent times.
No,
Oh.
it makes me think you should be writing for the New Yorker or the Harvard
Right.
Review.
Yeah, I'm doing fucking the middle act in Wausau, Wisconsin for Diana Limo. It's like, get the fuck out of here,
And
man.
yet you are 10 times smarter than that audience.
And they did not hesitate to let me know it in their reactions and in their pitchfork wielding as they rode me to the fucking center of town. Out of here, smarty.
I wish you would bring back Mike Yells about politics and have that be your sardonic.
You know who really doesn't want that? Anybody listening to this show.
I think you should do a political podcast. I think that you would get a lot of traction with it and a lot of listeners with it because you are extremely smart and you can see both sides, which allows you to actually. I mean, that's what I.
Yes, but I see both sides, and yet I feel one of them is unordainedly evil.
But it allows you to eloquently explain things.
Here's why I think these guys are ruining everything. And here's why I think these guys are ineffectual and refuse to stop them. And here's why I think the planet is going to be destroyed by all of these people.
That is a show I would listen to.
Let's listen to me count down to the end of the world. Anybody
Look,
in
we
a
just
tie is a
listened to Beard
danger.
Talk for an hour and a half. So I think political humor is.
That's what people care about.
Beard talk.
Blue state, red state, we all come together in my beard. That did not sound good at all. Holy shit. Everybody comes together in my beard. Wow. No wonder it's so gray. Holy macaroni. All right. All right. Everybody holster yourselves. Nobody's coming together in my beard. Although, but that's its magic property. If you fuck in my beard, you guys hit the post right at the same time together, and you stare in your eyes longingly, and you're like, yes, that was awesome and sexually satisfying. And then you roll out of my beard like a tumbleweed. It's going to be perfect. That's what my beard is for. It encourages better sexual congress. Climb in. Rob's in there now. Somebody go fuck him. Clothe yourselves in my beard and experience sexual gratification like you've never experienced before. And then when you're finished climbing my mouth, I'll clean you off, and then we'll send you on your way.
Oh my God, this all sounds terrible.
It all sounds great.
This really went bad.
What are you talking about?
Trim your beard.
People fucking in my beard? That sounds fun.
Oh, trim your beard.
You'd have to hypnotize me, though, because I'd want to get... it would be weird, like, to have people rustling about in my beard. All right. So... look at all the polls we've created. Look at the fun we've had today. We voted on business cards. We voted on follicles and whiskers. I got to put up that video. We're not?
No. I'm not putting that poll up.
All right, I will withhold that. How are we at? No, don't check. Fuck it. That just brings the show to a goddamn halt. We literally just checked it like 8 minutes ago.
I think we pretty much know that the consensus is that you shouldn't shave it all off, but you should trim it.
I don't know about any of that. All I know is the consensus is that this show was a waste. Honestly, we did.
So at all, I think we've solved your problem for Thursday.
I've been to faraway lands. I've been to play. There's so many stories I have to tell you about Fallujah, which is an island out there that I went and visited. It was a ghost island in Kuwait, but it doesn't do justice to start that story now because it'll be, I don't know where we're at. I can't see the time.
Beard talk.
Yeah, exactly, right? Nobody wants to go, hey, what was that awesome show where you recounted your trip to Kuwait? Oh, it's the dumb one with an hour of beard talk before it. Fast forward all that bullshit about my face, and then we'll get to talk about the faraway land that I experienced that was amazing.
Are they allowed to trim their beards there?
What are you talking about? It's not the Taliban. Of course they can. They don't all have beards. All the crew that I hung out with didn't have beards. Regular Abdullah, Eastern European Abdullah, blind Abdullah, none of them have beards. Ahmad is there's a blind Abdullah. Blind Abdullah is so blind.
How blind is he?
Oh my God, we played a trick on him. We went to a Japanese curry house. This is totally true. I was going to tell this story eventually, or I may have already told this story. We went to a Japanese curry house, and blind Abdullah was eating. I thought, here's how old I am. I think I've told this on the show 2 weeks ago. But you weren't here, so I'm going to tell you the story.
Just tell me the story.
Okay. Blind Abdullah ordered, they had Japanese curry. It was chicken and rice and curry. It was delicious. And it was like fresh chicken. It was so goddamn good. So Ahmad got a plate. I got a plate. Eastern European Abdullah got a plate with like spiciness or whatever. We got like shrimp with curry, whatever. But blind Abdullah got the one wrapped in an omelet. It's like in a fucking omelet tomb. It's like a fucking chicken breast breaded, but wrapped in an omelet tomb and covered in curry sauce. Fucking amazing. Well, blind Abdullah's a big dude. And but when I say blind Abdullah, he's got a fucking thing in his head where he can't see. So when you come to stairs, you have to go step, and he has to hold your arm, and you have to help him up, or going down or around, or watch out, car, train, you got to yell all that shit at him.
Beard.
Yeah, and what's weird? Senses the beard. Everything else you got to warn him about. When he saw me, he literally when he first saw me, he reached up and just stroked it. Yeah, ooh, he wanted to touch it, and I don't blame him. And then unfortunately when he did that, 3 military policemen fell out because they'd been trailing me because I'm American. So we go into the curry house, and he's eating the omelet tomb, which has a chicken corpse inside, and he's wolfing it down. And Ahmad makes eye contact with me, and he's smiling. And then as blind Abdullah is eating, Ahmad is putting pieces of his own chicken on the plate.
What a dick.
So blind Abdullah, because he's a big person, he eats till he's done. He eats till stuff is gone. And so he's eating the rice, and he's eating the omelet, and he's eating the chicken, and then he takes the fork, and then there's another piece of chicken there. So he picks it up and he eats that, and he's eating, and then Ahmad puts another piece of chicken on his plate, and he eats that, and he puts like 5 pieces of chicken on his plate as he's eating, and he's continuing to eat, and we're laughing because it's like, holy fuck, this dude is he's just gonna keep going. He literally will just keep searching for chicken, and I had chicken left too, so then I put a piece of chicken on his plate, and he fucking ate that piece of chicken. I'm like, this is hysterical. And then in my head, I'm like, he's either going to explode or we're going to stop. I mean, one of these is going to happen. So we finally kind of called a truce, and we let him finish. And then when we left, they told him, they were like in Arabic, because he does not speak very good English. Right. But they said, no, he's an IT guy at his fucking company. And but they said to him, they go, hey, we just kept feeding you chicken. And he was like, he like laughs. He's like, I thought there was too much food. Like, it was crazy. But as he ate it, I have to be honest with you, my stomach hurt when I saw what he put away. And I was a fat dude who used to be able to put that away. I mean, I could eat the omelet tomb with the chicken inside and probably extra chicken on top. But they ordered curry fries, and I ordered like curry stinger shrimps. And it was in some fucking mall upstairs at by the floor where all the video games were. I think I told this fucking story on here. God damn it.
Here's the question I have for you though. Most of those restaurants are family owned. There's not a lot of...
Well, this is owned by a Japanese dude.
But I mean, there's not like tons of chains there.
There's plenty of chains. I told you, it's very Americanized. When I was staying at the Hilton...
But you didn't in those restaurants.
Fuck no, I'm not going to
that's
McDonald's.
What I'm saying. You ate at all the really cool, like, family stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Well, we went to any kebab house. Like, there's these little kebab houses and little juice houses and stuff, and you just pull up and a dude runs out to your car. He's like, what do you want? And you go, I want that. You order 3 things, and he runs inside, and then he runs back the fuck out. And it's just some Pakistani or Indian guy looking to make a quarter. I mean, it's insane. They work for the company, but they run out. And so we ate. He's not taking me to any chains. We stopped at McDonald's once because his boys wanted McDonald's. We were on the way to the beach house. This is the last trip in August. And we stopped, and they had the fucking McArabia. And they had I took a picture of it, but they had a chicken mac. And it's in like a Big Mac, but with 3 patties of chicken instead of 3 patties of beef. So it was just weird enough. You know what I mean? Where I took pictures of the menu, but I didn't order any food. So I'm like, and part of me wanted to because I wanted to taste. Because, well, not even the difference, the sameness. I wanted it because that is what McDonald's is known for. Their food tastes the same everywhere. That's how they built their fucking name. So you could go to Cincinnati and you could go to Denver and you could go to fucking Alaska and it would always be the same fucking hamburger. That's what they wanted. So I wanted to try it. I could never cross get over the hump of I should buy some McDonald's just to see if it's the same, because I was like, that's not worth the social experiment to come to Kuwait and eat fucking McDonald's. Like, I just didn't want to do it. And there was too many other cool places and too much other good food to eat that I didn't want to waste one bite on fucking McDonald's bullshit. But yeah, so so getting back to the Abdullahs, there's 3 Abdullahs, and then there's Fawaz and Ahmed and Khaled, and none of them had beards. Not that I know of. A couple of them did. Like I think not Fawaz. No, the other Muhammad. Muhammad had a beard. But the rest of them, no, they had no beards. So your question is invalid. They are not under some strict government rule to not trim their beards.
I didn't think they were under some. I didn't know if they were traditional religious beard growing.
Well, that's the thing. No, these guys aren't. None of the guys I hang out with are. I mean, they're religious, and one of them had call to prayer on his phone. So like we were there and then all of a sudden it went off on his phone to remind him that it was called to prayer, just in case you're somewhere where you can't hear it. But very rarely, I will say, was I in a place where I couldn't hear it. I mean, I would.
And do they all stop and?
No.
Okay.
No, they don't have to. They aren't bound to it. And they did not in front of me. Nobody said we got to go to the mosque, and nobody prayed in the house when it went off. Ahmad didn't, yeah. but he's religious. You know what I mean? He respects it, and I respected it too. And I told him, I go, right when I got there, I said, look, if you've got to do any of that stuff. And he just laughed at me because I didn't understand, because we've been told so many weird things about their land.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Again, I mean, I have friends who go to church every Sunday. I have friends that go to church 5 times a week.
Yeah.
I have friends that will pray at their house before they go to bed every night. I'm like, everybody has a different connection to their religion.
I read a very interesting thing this week where someone was stating that the reason that we have fallen into such disharmony in the country is because religion has gone by the wayside and community has gone by the wayside.
Community for sure.
Yes. Well, the problem with me is religion became weaponized, where they started to, instead of being the open arms, let's help the poor, let's help everybody, they said, women can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. They became a scolder rather than an embracer.
But church has always been
They
that.
have. But I was, like when I was a kid, I told you I had a priest who would come to my house to make sure we were okay. Like he would bring us food, he would check in on us because we were a new family, single mom. And it's so funny when you hear that story, you think, well, did he fuck all of you guys? Like what happened? And look, I can't speak to my brothers, but I mean, he never made a move on me. I might have been an ugly kid. I have no idea. But but seriously,
Yes,
Father Bill.
I do know that the church would always have outreach programs.
Yeah, and so he would bring us food, or he would make sure we were home from school and we were doing our homework. He would actually pop in, he'd knock, young guy, and he would say, "Is everybody okay? How are we doing? You need anything? All right." And I don't know if my mom told him to do that or not. I have no idea. So there's that ideal to me of the church that I experienced as a child, but then all other things I've experienced from it is a nagging parent, and it is a punisher, not someone who will go, well, I understand what you're saying. Here's how we feel, but you behave the way you want to behave. No, they're very much, if you don't do it this way, you're wrong and you need to be erased, or you need to be cured, or you need to be fixed. And that's such nonsense. I mean, because I fully, hey, look, man, if you believe in Jesus and you believe in God and you're a Catholic or you're a Christian, you're any of those things, cool. I'm so happy for you. I hope you find peace in it. Just leave me alone and leave other people alone.
Yeah.
I don't care. Be as happy as you want. Raise your kids just to be respectful and nice and good, and don't teach them that there's the other. Don't teach them that if that guy doesn't go to our church, or he's Jewish, or he's this, and he's that's what I find so distasteful, and it just disquiets me so much to see so many people fall under the influence, because religion could do so much good. It could absolutely do so much good. I mean, it's phony. You know what I mean? In my opinion,
Yeah.
I don't. Man in the sky, we've talked about this before. Here's your fable. Here's a book nobody wrote. All of that horseshit. That's how I feel. I don't mean to, prejudice myself and say all this horseshit. Okay, I feel my way, and I respect the way you feel. That's totally cool. But at the same time, you're doing such damage, and so many of you, and not you specifically, I'm speaking to religion. So many of religions or religious people, religious hierarchy, religious leaders have been exposed in the past year for just wanting to be powerful and have their agendas pushed forward because they've forgiven a man who stands for nothing that they've claimed to stand for years. Yes. They went after Clinton. He had a blowjob. He was in church every week, but he got a blowjob and he cheated on his wife and he was a serial philanderer and all those things. And to them, it was the worst thing ever. And they chased him to the ends of the fucking earth, and they still do. They still do. And he was wrong for all of those things. He was wrong if he raped women. I don't know, because I believe women. So those women say he raped them. But I also, when you bring politics and religion in together, who knows who has what agenda and is trying to force what on anybody. Yeah. But if we just take the Lewinsky incident, he was completely fucking wrong. You're wrong. You're married. What the fuck are you doing? You shouldn't be doing that.
Well, I disagree. I've been married and been allowed to fuck other people.
All right, well, we're not getting into polyamory, and I'm not getting into Hillary's arrangement with him.
You can't just simply say it's wrong to do that. It's absolutely wrong to lie
in the eye. All right,
about it.
In the eyes of traditional marriage and vows that have been taken, what he did was wrong. And I can understand why religious people had a problem with it, because they are basing everything on their vows, their book, and what they've been taught forever. So that's fine. I can see why they chased him to the ends of the earth about that. And they made such a big deal out of it, because that's who they are.
Every other fucking Republican that had an affair and just walked out and said, I'm sorry, was not persecuted the way he was, because they had him in the category of them.
And
so they got to have the double standard.
And that's why everything's ruined.
And
that's why everything's ruined. That's why when I see a guy who's been divorced 3 times, who has assaulted women.
Divorced twice. He's not assaulted.
Divorced twice and assaulted women, and just been when they ask him about, he is not a Christ-like person. He's not even a serious person. He definitely looks like religion is a tool, and he's a huckster, and he can use it in any way that he can. And they showed their ass by supporting that fucking guy when they felt they could get their abortion overturned or whatever the fuck, or they could gain power and they could gain a foothold. And I'm not speaking to the rank and file. I'm not speaking to people who go to church every week, because maybe they don't feel that way. But I'm speaking for religious leaders who claim to speak for a flock. And then they show their true colors by following a fucking scumbag, because he is a terrible person. If you support him, good for you.
No.
I'm not in here to tell anybody what to do. Just like, because again, there are people out there who genuinely believe Hillary Clinton murdered people.
If you support him, but not good for you. I mean, that to me is.
Well, he's good for nobody.
Yeah.
He's good for nobody, in my opinion. He is constantly making
and
changes.
Again, I don't blame people who voted for him who are now realizing that he's fucked them over. In that sense. But I certainly look at it and go, now what are you going to do? Because now you need to be accountable and help fix this.
Well, unfortunately, you know what a lot of them are going to do?
Yeah.
Die.
I'll be one of them.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. I'm going to live forever.
My disability at this point and the problems that I'm having, if I lose my health care, I'm going to lose everything completely. Well, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I have at least 2 surgeries in my future.
We all do.
Well, I mean, that I know of right now.
I'll let you know of.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, look, right now, I can assure you, everyone right now listening, everyone has at least 2 surgeries in their future.
I have 2 in the immediate future.
Understood.
And it's like, I don't know that I will have health care at the end of this year.
Yeah.
And there's no way for me to pay for it when I can barely keep my bills on top of it. And it doesn't matter if I went and got a job somewhere else. I'd be making the same amount of money I am right now.
Well, I'm excited to hit 60 when I can pay $13,000 a year for my health care, which will be half of my income or whatever the fuck that I read that.
And the best part of that is, if you work while you're on Social Security, they cut your security benefits. So you actually make less money.
Well, I'm acutely aware of that, because my mom, when we were kids, we were on welfare.
Yeah.
Okay, we got food stamps. And my mom had a job. My mom worked fucking 50 hours a week as in a butcher shop, in a grocery store. And we would have to lie to the fucking caseworker when they would come to our house, because it would be 5 kids home alone in the summer.
Yeah.
And they would send somebody to go and look at our house to make sure it was clean, because there were people who wanted my mom to lose us. There was a neighbor who would call and report us because we were in a feud with their family directly across the street, the Wardens. They were the Warden family. It was Jimmy and Kenny, and I've talked about them on
And
here.
they were angry that a poor person lived in their neighborhood.
Leona, well, no, they hated my mom because my mom smoked dope and hung out with her cool friends, and they were these straight-laced assholes. So Leona Warden would literally, this is totally true, and I've talked about it on here before, she would sit in her front window, and she would pull up a chair, and she would watch my house all day. All day. We would see her.
Who has that kind of time?
She did.
To hate people.
And she called the state to report that we would, because we'd be, we'd be on the roof. I mean, we'd be doing dumb shit. We would put 5 guys on the roof, and then we would throw fucking like crab apples at guys in the yard. We would have a war or a fight or whatever. We'd wrestle in the yard. We'd do all sorts of dumb shit. She would call the state to report that there were kids home alone, and they would send my mom would say, look, you stay in, clean the house. Because we were kids, we didn't fucking get it. We were just like, well, what do you mean clean the fucking house? Blah, 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 whatever. But she was like, she finally told us, you don't understand. They will take you away.
Yep.
And not as a group. They won't take all 5 of you and put you somewhere until I come and get you. They will split you up and send you different places, either into state homes or into other families' homes. And I will have to go to court to try to fight and get you back. Don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, imagine hearing that when you're 11. Basically being told, don't fuck up or they will take you away. I have to work, because I have to feed you and I have to pay rent.
Yep.
But then she would get, so whenever the caseworker would come, we'd have to say, oh, my mom, she went to the store, or oh, my mom, she went here, or she went to go pay the phone bill, or we'd always have to have some story. And we had it rehearsed. And they would come. They would come once every couple of months. When you saw the car pull up in the driveway, we knew who it was, and we knew we had to get our story straight. So Lenny would tell the story, the little guys would sit in the back, and I'd just stand next to him and like kind of nod. So we had to protect who we were and what we had. Because they were coming for us. And so I recognize, like you just said, when you work, they cut your Social Security benefits. So my mom, she would get a benefit for all of us, because there was a divorce, and she would get money, and my dad never paid a fucking dime. He'd bitch about that, and then he'd drink his fucking alimony pay.
Yeah.
Fucking. So then we would have to lie. We'd get food stamps to try to have enough to eat. And then my mom would also work 50 hours a week to try to fucking bring other money in. And I can already hear there's one person out there right now. Well, your mom smoked dope. Where'd you get the money for that? I don't give a fuck. All right. My mom needed to smoke dope. She worked 50 hours a fucking week and came home to 5 animals. So I got no problem with her climbing into a bong fucking 4 nights a week. It's fine. Good for her. I hope it worked out. And I never went without. I drank powdered milk. That sucked. But it wasn't like we were ever like, oh, I'm so hungry. Look at me. Go look at the ocean of face that's on my Facebook page right now. Believe me. Although maybe I'm making up for lost time. That could also be.
You learned to eat.
Yeah, you can go ahead and look at that. Well, I was always a plate finisher.
Well, it's also one of those which is, and again, I'm sure you've talked about this in counseling. When you're constantly afraid you don't know where your next meal is going to come from, you don't know how to say no, thank you.
Oh, I hoard the fuck at everything.
Yeah.
I like I said, that's why I said I'm a plate finisher.
So,
I'm a plate
that
cleaner.
Comes from that childhood.
One of the coolest things that ever came out of my surgery, and this is completely true, was when I would go to eat and I didn't finish everything on my plate.
Yeah.
I told myself it was okay not to finish. And I will tell you, I am back now to finishing everything. Like I will eat, like a bowl of chicken and rice, and I will literally eat, and then I'll let it sit there for 10 minutes, and I'll eat more. I can't bring myself to just throw it out. And it's the mentality of being poor. It's just the poor person's mentality. When I was a kid, that's why I've bought 8 bars of soap, 8 bottles of facial scrub, in case everything goes to fucking shit in the next 4 months. I have shampoo, and I will take showers, and I will be clean. It's just the way it is. I mean, when I got money, I immediately bought soap and shampoo and facial scrub and conditioner. I was like, and hair gunk. Like I made the list. I went to Amazon because I said, even if things go out the fucking window, if everything goes tits up, you can keep your guns. I just want to be clean. And if you come to my house, there's not going to be any food you can steal from me. But if somebody comes with guns and they try to steal my fucking shampoo, oh, fuck you. If you want to try to take my beard oil, I will fight you to the goddamn death. I will Negan the shit out of you, man. And I know I don't have any beard oil yet, but I mean, any suggestions for beard oil? Let's get back to that, right? That's what we're really here to talk about, for fuck's sake. Let's talk about my goddamn beard. How do we start talking about religion?
Mustache wax here and you'll be good.
No. I can't put mustache wax on a beard.
Yes, you can. It's
No,
the same
like I told you,
product.
no, it's why I don't, like I said, I don't put Kleenex in the toilet. Kleenex goes in the garbage. Toilet paper goes in the toilet. If Kleenex goes in the toilet, he's sad. So I can't put mustache wax on my beard because he'll be sad. He'll be like, dude, what's going on here? It's like when you take a bottle cap, you know what I mean? Like, it goes in the garbage can. And also, all right, I will tell you this. I had a bottle of water in my car and I dropped the bottle cap, but I had another bottle that was squished that I already drank. So I took his hat off and I put it on the open bottle because I didn't want it to spill. But I had to find that other cap because he belongs to that bottle. So I took the other cap off and I saved him. And then when I had to dig around and find the other cap and put him on, it's because they all the same, different, you meet that hat in the factory. Why do you want to go get buried with a different hat on? That's a weird face you're making.
You really need to see Shannon more than once a week.
No, there's nothing wrong with empathizing with things. So if I empathize with a bottle of water and his friend, then that's fine.
No, that's bad.
See, because look, here, I bought this like this. So this right here, this is his hat. They live together. They've been friends.
I completely
They've been friends
understand
since the factory.
Nonsense you're saying.
Not nonsense. They've been friends since the factory. So now that's who lives together. And then when I finish with this, I'll squish him and I'll put his hat on and they go to the recycling together.
What if he doesn't want to be squished?
They all get squished
Why?
because they make room.
They don't want to be squished.
You don't speak for the bottles.
Neither do you.
I totally do. Look, I can't do everything for the bottles. They got to get squished, but they still get their hat on. It could be worse. Hey, bottle, fuck you. Wait, you're telling me the bottles are mad at me now? Fuck you, bottle. You get squished. I'm sorry it happens. I still give you your hat. It could be worse. I could fucking take your hat away. So what are you saying? If I didn't squish the bottle and I took his hat away, he'd be happier?
I just think you have lots of issues you need to be worried about.
I'm great at talking. You guys can get me at mike@MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. And make sure you tell me what hat you want to be buried in, because as you see, I'm very important about that. You guys can follow me at Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy. You can find me at Snapchat and Instagram. I'm Mike40YOB on both of those. You can find me at Keck and Twitch and Stream and Ello and Peach. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm any of those fucking things. Kick, not Keck. Keck is a completely different thing than Kick. All right, so. But Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy, Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy, Instagram and Snapchat, Mike40YOB. Find me in those places, please, and enjoy me. That would be great. Our great friend David Hernandez does all of the artwork and music for this show. You can find him. He's available at Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. Be his friend there. Or you can go to artbydmh.com. That's where he sells his artwork. He's got a bunch of cool new pieces up there. He just put up a Christopher Walken, which is available. He's got Guy Cons. He's got Valscapes. He can do custom work for you. He just did a custom Thorgar and Yeet piece for our friend Rick Wellbanks. So please go to artbydmh.com and check out his cool-ass artwork. It's the fucking best. He is the king, and he deserves your attention. Ryan Dirks, also a king of sorts. He's a king on his farm. He's a farmer. If you want to find him, you can find him in the Dell. The farmer in the Dell. He's available at Facebook.com/Ryan Dirks. Go be his pal. He's got work coming up. I should probably send him an email as the weeks tick away. And of course, our great friend and our producer of this show is Lily Von Stupp.
Woohoo, that's me.
You can find her all over the place. You can be her friend at Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. I think she has openings. Because every day there are people who are embroiled in some sort of controversy and making up hashtags about her friends, and then they're cutting themselves loose. So please be her friend at Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. You can follow her at several different Twitter accounts. But also go to Instagram, Lily Von Stupp, yes?
Yes.
She's Lily Von Stupp on Instagram. She has her Patreon page, patreon.com/Lily, Lili. Go ahead and find her on there and take care of her and help her out every month if you could, because she's the best. And she's at several different Twitter accounts, twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, twitter.com/MNTs, twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest, and twitter.com/Boobdini. But if you'd like to write her a personal note.
Oh, please do.
And tell her what a dick she is for saying that my magic beard is not so cool.
It's ridiculous.
You can write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili. At burlesque411.com.
You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy. Coming up later, Todd Rush and the Technicolor Cocksling.
If you're a two-time world champion beard title holder, you got the right to treat everybody else like peons, because it's not like anyone else in the world has the power to grow hair out of their face. What strange planet are you from, Captain Beard Champion?
At night, 40 walks among you, bet you never knew. Danger that's above you, waiting for his turn. Will he be the one who'll save the world for you, or will he be the one who'd rather watch it burn? He is deep inside his head again. He can't hear you anymore. You don't wanna be in there with him. Who will save you from his civil war? Yeah, ain't no joke. You better step aside. Don't provoke the big angry. Ain't no joke. You better run and hide. You just awoke the big angry. Don't you get too close, cause he'll open fire on you. Don't you catch a bullet when they go astray. What you gonna do now? The story's coming true. What you gonna do now when he goes away? He is deep inside his head again. He can't hear you anymore. You don't wanna be in there with him. Who will save you from his civil war? Yeah, ain't no joke. You better step aside. Don't provoke the big angry. Ain't no joke. You better run and hide. You just awoke the big angry. Agent of chaos, violence and pain. It's just him, there's no us. What's the point in trying to explain? Has got an answer, everybody try. Everybody climbs aboard, you think you wanna ride. Everybody climbs aboard, everybody dies. He's deep inside his head again. He can't hear you anymore. You don't wanna be in there with him. Who will save you from his civil war? Yeah, ain't no joke. Step aside, don't provoke the big angry.
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. But first, I want to ask you this question, folks. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck? I'll wait. Now, I think you're probably thinking to yourself, Mike, that's an unserious question from an unserious man, and I would agree with you. And yet I would also tell you that I just saw that question asked of a potential Supreme Court justice by a senator in an actual chamber, in a live hearing to confirm this man. That's a question. This guy, he's a Republican from Arizona, Jeff Flake. If you know anything about him, he's a fucking jagoff. Anyway, he said, well, shucks, I've been getting texts from all of my family, and they got a bunch of questions for you. Like, did you ever wear like a gym shirt and shorts underneath your robe? And the judge is like, oh, hilarious. I'm going to have to take the Fifth Amendment on that one. Whoa. And I'm sure Jeff Flake went, the Fifth Amendment, we're going to be hearing a lot about that in the coming months and years with the Trump administration. And then Judge Gorsuch went, yes, of course we are, because you, me, and your son, and everybody else asking these stupid questions is white, and nothing bad will ever happen to us. This is fantastic. Ducks and horses. You slay me, sir. The fuck happened to this country? Jesus Christ. Again, if you recall, when Trump was running, and I did a show where I talked about Ben Carson stabbing people in the stomach and all this other bullshit, and I said, you know what? This guy's running. This guy is me. Literally, Trump is me, except he's got $1 billion, and so people just forgive his nonsense. But I said he's a guy who will say dumb shit all the time and doesn't fucking care. And now look, at least I care about it. You know what I mean? I say dumb shit. I mean, you don't think Trump would talk about his fucking beard for an hour and a half? I think he definitely would. But the difference is, you guys we can agree to disagree on whether you think it's ridiculous or stupid, like Lily. I will hear what you're saying and I will do what's best for me. But Trump would force all of the people around him to agree with him and say his beard was magical and could be touched by elves and make them tall, or whatever the fuck he would say. So I'm telling you, it's seeing those guys chuckle and laugh when you know what's happening, when the infrastructure is being destroyed. Although I'll tell you this, if we could somehow get horse-sized ducks, they could build that wall. Because they'd be like proportionately strength of a horse, but also they'd have that weird duck strength. And then they would be able to pull blocks, and then it would be like them and Moses, and then they'd build the fucking wall. Be perfect for Pharaoh Trump, you fuck. By the way, Easter's almost here. I can watch 10 Commandments. I'm so excited.
The worst part of that
Yes.
is I picture them looking like rubber ducks, not actual ducks. So I just picture these.
Oh, these giant, like a horse-sized rubber duck?
I can't actually picture a duck. When someone says duck, I picture yellow rubber duck.
But I'll tell you what, here's what we do. We get them to develop horse-sized ducks, and they're building the wall. Mexico develops horse-sized rubber ducks. Hide in them, push them across the border to help build the wall, and then boom, we're full of Mexicans again. See, that's the way to go. Listen to me, BigTaco.com. Build horse-sized rubber ducks. Hide in them. Be the Trojan duck that you wish to see in the future. Monday Night Teas is at a club called the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. And the producer of said show also helps produce my show. And by helps, I mean does. And by does, I mean doesn't. But she's right here now. Lily Von Stupp. Hi, Lily. How are you?
Why do you give me such a hard time, crazy beard man?
I don't know if that's happening. And please, we need to step off. We know that my beard is fantastic.
I'm just laughing because you did this whole thing about how he would make sure that everyone around him agreed. You kind of just want me to agree that your beard is spectacular.
No, I just want you to respect my disagreement with the fact that you think I look stupid. I don't understand it.
I never said you look stupid. You said you look stupid. You called it a stupid beard, not me.
I look great.
I have never made fun of your beard. I've only said your beard is ridiculous right now.
See, look at that.
It's
That's making fun.
ridiculous.
Let's rewind. Let's rewind to the 45-minute mark and see if we've changed any minds. If we changed any minds. What if you had, I'll tell you what, let me ask you this. What if you had a horse-sized beard? What would happen then?
You have a horse-sized
Oh my God,
beard.
shut up. I have no mane. I'm your main man. So, hey, Lily, how's the 3 Clubs happening, and how is your show Monday Night Teas?
Monday Night Teas was amazing on Monday.
Last night was the lovely and talented Wheel of Burlesque. And there were people getting naked and spinning and getting naked, correct?
We had a duet. It was hysterical.
A duet, double labia for the money?
They spun the wheel and hit my hair and did a group chair dance to it. It was hysterical.
Wow, dude. Well, it's amazing. I'm glad it went well, and all your performers were done. Who's there next week? Let's talk about that.
Next week we are celebrating the birth of Saffron Lenore.
Oh.
Yeah. So she's turning 40, and we're having a big party, and it's going to be great. We got a lot of great stuff booked, but for nothing else, come down for cupcakes and titties.
Dudes, cupcakes and titties. How can you pass that up? Tickets are available now at brownpapertickets.com. Go there and put in Monday Night Tees or put in Lily Von Stoep and see all the tickets that are available for that show. And join the Facebook page, facebook.com/Monday Night Tees, and you'll see who's coming to town. You would have known about Saffron Lenore before I even talked about it. You would have said, whose nipples am I going to see this week? And you would have known it. You would have had it on speed dial.
Nipples.
You would have been like, who exactly, whose thighs do I get to jam my face between this week? And then you'd be like, yay, I already know, because I'm already at facebook.com/Monday Night Tees. You say those things, but I don't believe them. I've been to that show, and as I've left, I've heard craziness start to happen behind me, and I've gone, what? I should burst back in there and see what's happening. And this is exactly what's happening. Huh?
And yet you never do.
Well,
your ridiculous beard just leave.
Well, my beard leaves, and I have to go with it. It just it tugs me out the door.
Can't you just put it in the car and come back?
Oftentimes I have, but when it's attached to my face, it's very difficult because it calls the shots. It's like the Twilight Zone when that fucking guy's trying to ventriloquist dummy would tell him what to do. That's what my beard does. Which is weird because if I said, hey, there's a party where people are jamming their heads between people's thighs, you think my beard would be like, I'm staying. But that's what happens at the MNT, folks. So go ahead and check it out. It's exciting. Not to be confused with the BHS, blueberry, honey, strawberry. That's the way you put the fucking yogurt up, you dicks. Don't fuck it up. That's me. Yogurt Police. There's another fucking show we just pitched. God damn it. No pranks, more Frank, and fucking and Yogurt Police. God damn. I need a TV network. Fuck a show. Fuck a station. I need a goddamn network with all this. Look, I'm bursting with content. My beard can barely contain it. It's strained to its follicular strainage. Which, by the way, is another show, Follicular Strainage. And we visit strange drains throughout America and Chile. That's right. I hop right over Mexico and I go to South America.
What do? Pull beards out of drains?
Yeah, we go to drains and we explore them for follicular strainage. We see if there's anything in there. Actually, all those dudes who are in that stupid beard contest? We just check their drains. Like we'll go to their houses and we'll open their drains and see what they have. And then if there's more hair in the drain than they have in their face, they have to shave. Ha ha! I love this contest. If you have a funky beard and then we go to your house and we go with follicular strainage and we check your drain and there's more beard hair in your drain than on your face, shave it up. You don't deserve to carry that fucking burden of beard. Burden of beard. That's a lot of nonsense. Let's talk serious.
Too late.
Monday Night Tees is happening. Go to there and go to the brown paper tickets and all that stuff. And also, I will tell you this. In that same room, Lily has shows every week, early shows. She'll have sometimes a Velvet Tom person or a Dirty Story house. And all of those shows are there. Well, it could be a house. Who knows? No. But that stuff is all available. But I will tell you this. Once a month, there's a show called 2020, which is a great comedy show that I host. And I'll talk, and then other comedians will talk. Last night we did the show. We had the very funny Pamela Walt, and we had the very funny Eddie Pepitone. Pamela Walt, this shocked me because I said to her, I go, where are you from? And she's like, oh, I'm from, because she went home to see her mom. I go, where were you? She goes, I was in the Midwest. And I go, where? She goes, Illinois. And I'm like, all right, where in Illinois? She goes, it's a really small town called Aurora. It's like 30 miles west of Chicago. And I went, I'm from Naperville. I said, I went to high school in Bolingbrook, lived in Naperville till I moved in 97. I go, I was the house MC at the Naperville Funny Bone. Aurora's right next door to Naperville. And then it's that exhaling that people do, because when you say Illinois, you either say Chicago or nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, a small town you never heard of, that kind of thing. But she's just like, because I kept pressing her on it. She goes, Aurora. And I just laughed. And I go, I was the house MC at the Funny Bone in Naperville. And she's like, oh my God, back when I was in elementary school. But yeah, so then to find out that we had that in common was interesting. And then she went up and she was very funny. And Eddie Pepitone was a fucking genius, because Eddie Pepitone is that.
And you were on point.
Well, sure. I was hosting. I brought people
totally
up.
Fleck.
I'm
trying to be all the kids.
Oh, okay. Fleek.
Fleek.
I was on Fleek.
God damn it.
I could have been on Fleck. I was on Bella Fleck. I was on Bella Fleck and the Flecktones.
If you had taken the umbrella, instead of the ladder, it's raining out. So I said umbrella instead of elevator.
And not only was I Bella Fleck and the Flecktones, I was Murph and the Magic Tones. So all of those things happened last night. I was funny. They were funny. We were all funny. And let's thank our friend Kevin, who I didn't get to say goodbye to. Kevin was at the show. Kevin with his friend Phil. And they disappeared into the night, along with Erica and Lindsay and Ashley and Eric and some guy doing homework and Jeremy. And Jim and Patrick always come. It's a crowd, folks. It's a fun scene. but there's always room for more. So go ahead and buy some tickets, because I will tell you this. In April, we do the show once a month for a reason, but we might be doing it more, but we might not, because we may not have a venue, but we might. But I will tell you this, in April at least, we have a venue, and April 17th is the next show. It's me, Nicole Amy Schreiber, and Howard Kramer. Tickets are on sale now at brownpapertickets.com. Go to bpt.2020.me, and those tickets are available, and that's 202020. So bpt.2020.me. Tickets are available now for April 17th. The very funny Howard Kramer from the Who Charted podcast, and from the very funny show Austin Stories on MTV, and any number of other television and film projects that he's done, projects. And then, of course, Nicole Amy Schreiber, who has an accent mark in her name. So please come and check out all of us. We'll be hilarious and hysterical and funny. And I'll be hosting, and I'll bring up Nicole, and I'll bring up Howard, and then we'll all have fun. And then afterwards, I'll go eat a sandwich with my friend Erica and all of her friends. And you, if you'd like to come on out to the show. I can tell you about several people who have come out and they endorse it. I can tell you about several people who have come out and never come back again. I can tell you about a lot of things. I can tell you about my beard for another fucking hour. So please, 2020 tickets are on sale now. Last night was great. Like I said, Pamela was great. And Eddie, you know, because I have a fucking complex about wanting to get back and do stand-up, instead of go up and be funny in front of Eddie and have him come up to me and go, God damn, you're funny. I mean, you're just so great at talking. I was like, good. That's all I needed, as an endorsement from a guy who's a fucking machine. And his, by the way, his Netflix special, why am I plugging that? I don't even know. But it's called In Ruins. Go check it out, because he's fucking Eddie and he's hysterical. So please buy tickets for the next 2020. Right? That's it. 3 of them. What else is there's plugs? You know what? We have a sponsor. Our friend Jermaine has a great show, great product called GetTheButters.com. Go to GetTheButters.com. He's got great products there. Bombs and balms and balms, lubes. There's a third B. There's balms, bombs, and fucking, God damn it. What's wrong with me? Balms and bombs and lubes. Oh my. All right, so go to Jerome's page. I call him Jerome again just because it's funny to me. Go to Jermaine's page. He has not written me, by the way, since I started teasing him and calling him Jerome and Jermaine at the same time. And I just, because I don't know if I made him mad. I hope I didn't.
I hope you didn't make Jerome mad.
I hope not either. All right. So he has sent tons of samples, and he will go ahead and help you out. If you go to getthebutters.com, go ahead and buy balms and butters. That's what it was. Balms and bombs and butters and lubes. That's what it is. So buy all of those things, and use the code 40YOB, and he'll get money. We get money. You get stuff. It's fucking great. And we also got stuff. I got a coffee and sea salt scrub that I applied to my face the other day because I was bored. I literally was in my house and I saw that I had it. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go ahead and scrub that thing on and see how that works out. That's where my life's at these days. I sit aimlessly staring in my apartment going, you know what? I'll bet I'd feel a lot better with coffee and sea salt on my mug. And then it turns out I do. So I'm telling you, I highly endorse you purchasing the coffee and sea salt scrub. There's bombs and balms and butters and scrubs and lubes, and they're available now. Buy them now at getthebutters.com and use the code 40YOB, and everyone will be happy, especially us. Please go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and go to the Joe Business page. We've got all sorts of stuff on there. We've got downloads. We've got t-shirts. We've got tweakedaudio.com/40YOB if you want to get the autoerotic asphyxiation earbuds or the cock ring watches. Please buy all of those things. And also use our Amazon link. Oh, and also, you know what? We've got Word Pimp Schmitty and the Misanthropic Gangster, and we've got Mex's tribute album, Heroes. Those are free with a $7 donation to the show. Thank you so much. And then also, like I said, we've got the t-shirt. Some of those are still available. There might be other t-shirts in the future. Who knows? Because I've done so well with them in the past. You can buy download sets if you want, but I will tell you this. If you go to the YouTube channel, you can listen to any show you want at any time. I think we're up to year 5, episode 40. I believe is what's online. So years 1 through 5 are just about complete. And then 6, 7, 8, 9 are going up. And super fan Gio, not super fan of me, but super fan of others. He wants me to send him all of my Kuwait videos. He's like, dude, let's put those on YouTube because you don't need any money if they're shown on Facebook. And I'm like, yeah, that seems to make sense. But it just seems like so fucking weird that I got to send him my videos for him to post. And I'm like, well, shouldn't I be able to post them myself? But then I go in there and it's just a fucking spaghetti strainer. Like, I mean, I'm looking through, I'm like, this goes here and I got to write this, but then this goes here and I need another folder. And I don't know, Gio's busy. He's doing his thing. Work is very hard. I will not lie. So I may send them to him or I may post them myself, or you may have to just come to my house and see them. Who knows?
House party.
Let's do that. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. On the floor, ain't gonna. It'll be me and you and Kid and Play. So please go and check out that. And also the thing on the Joe Business page that I could mention wholeheartedly. Please use our Amazon link. Use it whenever you shop at Amazon. You know, you click on our Amazon link and it goes through to our store. Ignore our store. I'm going to take it down eventually because nobody likes it. But then click through to the real Amazon and buy the cool things that you're buying at Amazon. And then we get money, they get money, you get stuff. It works out perfectly. So please, you're buying stuff anyway from Amazon. Why wouldn't you bring us under your wing? Why wouldn't you include us in all of your purchases? Why wouldn't you do something where you went, hey, I got to get Mike a taste of this. I got to get Mike a chunk of this. Because if you're, I'll tell you what, if you're buying balms and bombs and butters and lubes over at getthebutters.com, why don't you go to Amazon and buy balms and bombs and butters and lubes there and compare them and have a face off, have a butter off, have a balm off, have a bomb off, have a lube off, and then write a Tumblr about it. Write a Tumblr about your lube off. That's fucking perfect. Because again, we'll get money, they get money, you get stuff. And everybody happy then. If you're buying it from everywhere, Jesus Christ. So please use our Amazon link. That's the coolest. Please go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Listening is cool. If you want to listen to some old shows or see some old videos, me fighting with a bug and all sorts of other nonsense, that's all available there. And we get credit when you watch those. And we, I guess we make money, I suppose. I don't even know how they pay me. I don't know any of it. Like Gio set it up. He could be fucking raking in the dough right now. He could be the one getting $11. So I have no idea.
Do you know what it's up to? Have you checked it?
I have not.
Let's do that right now.
No, let's not. No thanks. I don't want to depress everybody. But please go to the YouTube channel and become a subscriber. Because like I said, if you listen and stuff like that, then we get advertising dough, which is cool. But more importantly, if you subscribe, like I said, that'll let them put more ads on and that'll really ruin your day because then you'll have total ads. You know what makes me laugh is when you go and there'll be the ad playing on whatever clip you want to watch on YouTube. And then it'll say, click here to go to advertiser's site. And I'm like, who is that link for? Who in their right mind is like, oh, yes, I must see the end of this Maytag ad. Take me immediately away from the fucking Kiss concert I wanted to watch. Fucking nobody, man. But on our channel, please, by all means, click on those ads and go watch them because they're all lucrative and they work out great for you. And you'll probably find a product that you love that I endorse wholeheartedly. I love Maytag. I love Culligan. You know what? And you know what? I want to say I love Culligan too. I don't want to be a guy and I love Craftsman. And I love whatever else Sears has. I don't fucking know. I love Sears. Let's do that. I love JCPenney. I love Kmart. I love Target. I love Walmart. I love all of these places. I don't want now, but the thing is, I don't want to wind up working in any of them. So please use the Amazon link. That'd work out perfectly. Buy stuff through Amazon, so I don't have to go and work at JCPenney or Kmart or Target or Piggly Wiggly. Or any of these. And look, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you work at a Piggly Wiggly, be proud of stocking the cherry tomatoes. Be happy that you're putting out the croissants. And I come through and I punch them. Well, I don't really punch the croissants. I did get in trouble. I do this. I go to the grocery store. All right, this is weird. Sometimes I'll stop at a grocery store and you'll be walking through. And as you're walking through the store, there will be bread. And this is what I did. I do it sometimes, or I do it all the time. I say sometimes in case the grocery police are listening right now. But what I will do is I'll walk past and, cause sometimes, let's put it this way. So there's the bakery section. Okay. And then there's the bread aisle, but sometimes they'll put bread where it's not supposed to be. So like you're walking by the frozen food and in the center of it, there's like bread they're trying to trick you into buying. And I'm like, I cannot stand for that. Yes, they're trying to fool you into buying bread in the frozen food aisle. And I'll tell you what, that bread is miserable because all of his bread friends are over in the bread aisle, or all of his bread friends are over in the bakery aisle. So when you walk past, I will see them and I'm sad for them. So I want them to know that like someone feels bad for them. So I will walk by the bread. This is totally true. And if there's like 3 loaves of bread, I'll walk by and I will touch all of them and I'll go, And so it's like petting them like you would pet a cat to go, don't worry, everything's okay. I recognize you're in the wrong aisle. And part of me wants to scoop them up and bring them back to where they're supposed to go, but I'm not that crazy. But I do feel that by reaching out to this bread and letting it know that it hasn't been forgotten and forsaken, I can go ahead and touch it and give it a real reassuring glow that lets it know, hey, look, man, I know you should be in the bakery aisle and you know you should be in the bakery aisle. You're good enough to be with the other breads. And I'm probably thinking that, and maybe I could be completely wrong because maybe that bread is like, haha, fuck you. We're the special bread. We're in the frozen food aisle. We don't get to compete with anybody. We're badass. We're the best of the best. We're like the Navy SEAL Team 6 of bread, and that's why they put us in the fucking frozen food aisle. So perhaps I'm misreading the bread. I might have to talk to the bread a little closer. But what I do, like I said... I'll tell you, you want to hook people in, get them halfway through a recipe and cut your fucking show in half. That's it. Do an hour about stew and then bail. Get on a plane. And then come back and revisit it 2 days later. Because that's the most important stew in the universe. Were there noodles or rice involved? Stay tuned!
We here, we are playing on a level that most will never see.